What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Good evening. Yes, we're back for another match view. It's Manchester United versus Reading, flying solo this evening. A bit old school, a bit old-fashioned. We've got the remote solo match views, taking it back to the World Cup. Oh, it feels like a lifetime ago we had those. You remember those? Those solo ones. We're going to be doing things a little bit different this evening. An alternate commentary track. You and I are going to watch the game together this evening. It's Manchester United versus Reading, FA Cup 4th round at Old Trafford. Let's get straight into the team news as well. And yeah, I see it right there on time. You know me. Hey, there's no KG, there's no lateness today. I say it in jest, of course. I say it in jest. Let me know your predictions for the scoreline this evening as well. How you're feeling? Are you feeling good about the FA Cup? Can we go the whole way? We'll get your comments up on the screen. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Remember, you can join the UB Members Club too. Links in the video description. It's also the pinned comment in the live chat. You get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content, such as these emojis here. There you go. There's the Owen emoji from JP87TM. Yes, trademark. I Speak Whale, one of my favourite accounts, says Owen 1, KG nil. Come on, it's not a competition. Let's get into the starting 11. Yes, we get up on the screen right there. Surprisingly, only, count them, one change from the game midweek against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. That is Lisandro Martinez, player of the match against Forest in that Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. He is out and Harry Maguire is in, and he's also in with the captain's armband. I know. He did say in the press conference, in the embargoed part of the press conference, did Erik ten Hag, he was asked about Harry Maguire. He said, look, you don't play Harry Maguire that often. You don't select him that often. And he said, well, that's not totally true. Since the World Cup, there would have been situations where he would have played, but he's been ill, and he knows that. And wouldn't you know it, a day later, Ten Hag has selected him for this FA Cup 4th round tie. I think, you know what, guys, we need to take a step back, really. We need to take a step back and just get it through our heads, I think. Erik ten Hag, I'll keep pointing to my head, Erik ten Hag does not rotate. That's not what, he just doesn't do it. he just doesn't rotate. You know, of all the times we talk about, are we going to see a lot of rotation? The most rotation we'll see from Erik ten Hag is, what, 2 or 3 changes? If it's more than that, most of the time it's forced. You know, he doesn't like rotate. He is, and this is the thing, like when he says things in press conferences, I think sometimes people assume that, you know, Erik ten Hag, or is he playing mind games, or is he going to spring a surprise on the opposition? The answer is no. Erik ten Hag doesn't play games. Erik ten Hag is a football man through and through. That's all he cares about. He cares about football. He cares about tactics. He cares about winning every single game. So when he says, well, we'll have to wait and see, he means it will have to wait and see. It's not been decided. You know, that's it. He wants to win every single game. He plays this the strongest, in his eyes, the strongest side he can. He might take out one player or two, but he doesn't do wholesale rotation. He wants to win trophies, and good for him. Good for him. I think what's been evident since the World Cup is that irrespective of the competition that you're in, if you're constantly winning, you're just winning games, that's all that really matters. That breeds the best. That breeds the best mentality. That breeds the best attitude in the camp. Since we come back from the World Cup, what have we played in? Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. And we had a great run of fixtures, winning the majority of them. Look at Marcus Rashford. He's been scoring goals in every single competition. So if you take every single competition seriously and you want to win every single competition and you don't rotate, it can breed good form. Now, on the counter side of that, of course, it can breed players getting injured. It can bring fatigue. And maybe that's why you see Harry Maguire come in for Lisandro Martinez or Rafael Varane, who didn't play midweek either. Clearly, he's getting some rest at the moment as well. So that's the starting 11. Now, what we don't have on the screen is the substitute bench, so I'll tell you the subs right now. It's Tom Heaton, Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez, Brandon Williams, Kobbie Mainoo once again, good enough for the bench, Fred, Facundo Pellistri, Anthony Elanga, and Alejandro Garnacho. No Jadon Sancho. That was the big question, wasn't it? He was asked in the press conference, Erik ten Hag, could we see Jadon Sancho? Is Sancho ready? Could he be involved? And to be fair to Ten Hag, he was quite coy on the matter. He said, you know, he's in training. He's been with the first team. He's developing. He's progressing. But he didn't say yes or no. He said, we'll have to wait and see. And we've waited, and now we can see he's not in the squad. He's not even on the bench, which is somewhat surprising. I didn't think he'd start or anything like that. I didn't think Jadon Sancho would start. But I did think he would be on the bench. Now, what is interesting about the Sancho situation is I do get a lot of, I get a lot of why do you want to rush Jadon Sancho back? Why are we desperate to rush him back? And I don't think it's a case of rushing him back. I think it's a case of looking at the fixture list as it is and saying, when is the best time to bring him back? And obviously, the best time to bring him back is when he's fit and ready. And clearly for Erik ten Hag, he's not fit and ready right now. But I looked at the next 2 games and I say, you know, this is a no disrespect to Reading, and I don't want this to come back and bite me. It might. It's the internet. But I look at this game and say, well, it's a mid-table championship side. That's when you can bring him in a decent, against a lesser opposition when the pressure's not as high, and most likely you're going to be going through anyway, and you can bring him on later on in the game, 10, 15 minutes, build up his match rhythm that way. Then you've got Forest in the week, and you're near enough at Wembley. You've got one foot in the final because of the 3-0 win at the City Ground. Again, that would be a good time maybe to start him in that game, or again, bring him on off the bench because the pressure's not that high. But maybe clearly he's just not ready at the moment. And look, it's I'll say disappointing. I don't think that's the right word, but it's just I did think after what he was saying in the press conference, I did think he'd show up, or I did think he'd be on the bench, but that's not the case. I guess the next thing for him will he be playing against Forest on Wednesday at Old Trafford again? I think it's another really good opportunity, but I don't want it to again come across of, oh, why you're forcing him, you're saying he has to come back. I'm not saying he has to do anything. Erik ten Hag has judged and handled this to perfection, I think, and I think he's shown a lot of balls considering that. Lesser people would have forced Jadon Sancho to play through all of the issues that he was having because there's just too much money on the line. There's too much to lose, brother. That would be the mindset. If I take Sancho out, what could happen? I could lose my job if we don't perform. You've got to play through it. You've got to play through it. We've seen what happens when you try and play through it. Look at Marcus Rashford. You have to take a step back. And Ten Hag, I think, has handled that well, and he continues to handle it well. And because of that, Sancho is not even in the squad this evening. Austin Baker, before we even went live, Austin Baker is a member of the Members Club. I think, given his badge, he's been there for a long time. Sometimes when you sort of re-up, sometimes it says you're a new member. But Austin, I know, is a long-time supporter of UV. So shout out to Austin. George with the super chat, or George says, you seem taller than Weghorst. Well, how tall is Weghorst? Was he 6'4", 6'5"? Let me know in the chat. I am not. I am not taller than Weghorst. Was he 6'6"? I wish. I might look that height when I'm standing next to, let's say, a Marcel, because I do look like Andre the Giant when I stand next to Marcel. Remember, this is a very deep cut for all you wrestling fans out there. By the way, Royal Rumble tonight. Check out my channel, Owen Wrestle News 365. Full coverage going on there. But there's a clip of Andre the Giant where he puts his hand over Mean Gene Okerlund's face like this. And basically it's like it takes over his entire head. That's what it's like when I'm next to Marcel. Yeah? Andre the Giant and Mean Gene. That's the situation. But I'm not taller than Weghorst. I'm getting conflicting numbers. Bennett saying 6'9", CP saying 6'6", Matisho saying he's 6'7". I'm neither one of them. That's the situation. Calamity Crisis, which, by the way, that name panics me. Calamity plus a crisis, heaven forbid, says, where's KG? KG, I believe, there is a big boxing fight this evening, and KG is covering that. That is where KG is. So yes, that is where KG is. KG spoke to me yesterday, and I said I definitely wouldn't say he's a disgrace and a cheat. He's a disgrace cheat. So there you go. A couple of predictions. Let's get those in as well. Rafa Antoine, one of our members, says 6'2", Owen. It's very specific. Oh, I'm 6'2". Oh. I thought that was a prediction. I went 6'2". It's very specific. I'm 6'2". Got it. Right. Got it. Yes. Lots of people saying boxing over United for KG. Look, you tell him he's a disgrace. He's a cheat. I hope he gets relegated. Hey, I'm doing both. I'm doing this and I'm doing the Royal Rumble. I'm not doing a watch along though. Instead, I'm doing news videos because my wrestling channel is a news channel. So I'm doing news videos as they happen. But depending on how the evening goes, I might do a post show. But that's going to be really late. And on top of that, even though we're going to be up late this evening, I'm going to be up. I'm going to be with you 9 a.m. tomorrow, match day reloaded, because that's what we do. That's the commitment to the cause. That's what the UV community, that's what we bring out of each other. It's a symbiotic relationship. Come on. Yes, come on. Let's get some more predictions as well. Flex, of course, is going to be at OT this evening alongside his son, Marcel. They've driven up to Old Trafford together in the road trip. Check it out on the channel. But here's a small clip where they talk about their predicted lineups plus their predictions for the evening. Take a closer look.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Give me your 1 to 11 before we wrap up. Give me your prediction. No, your predicted lineup.
I actually want to see De Gea start and go again.
Do you?
Yeah, I want to see De Gea just go through. He's been brilliant this season.
Yeah.
Why not?
Last trophy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying De Gea and goal.
Wan-Bissaka obviously picks himself.
Would you go Maguire Lindelof or would you switch it up?
I'd have Lindelof and Martinez still, if possible.
Okay.
I would still have the real strong, keep the partnership going. I think they've done alright against Forest. Keep that going.
Yeah.
Malacia obviously raw, but still at left back. In the midfield, Casemiro.
Yeah.
Has to be in there. It's interesting who you'll pick out of Scott or Fred. I don't mind either or. I'm gonna say Scott then. I'm gonna say Scott just to cover it.
I'll go Fred B. Well, I'm gonna go Scott.
Just to cover it.
All right,
just in case Scott was there. And then Bruno, of course, in the 10.
Yeah.
And then I still want to see Rashi play.
Okay.
First half,
just to keep it
consistent. Rashi play. I think Ince mentioned him in his presser saying he's unstoppable right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Rashi, Weghorst again picks himself.
Right.
I'm wondering what's happening to Martial, and then obviously Pellistri. I'd like to see Pellistri.
So you wouldn't start Garnacho in this game?
Nah, okay. I'm not gonna start him. I just don't
bring him on.
Yeah, bring him on again just to see how he fares. He didn't do too well against Forest.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to counter that team. I'm going to go with Tom Heaton in goal. Wan-Bissaka. I would like Martinez to keep playing just for that little bit of consistency in it.
Yeah. He only got a few minutes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to match you. I'm going to match you on the Lindelof and Maguire and Martinez. I like that.
Yeah.
And Malacia. Same back four, basically. Same back four.
Yeah.
Midfield, I'm going to go Fred. I think Eriksen needs a rest. I'm going to go Fred, Casemiro, Bruno.
Yeah.
And then my front three, I'm going to go Garnacho, Weghorst, Pellistri. And I would definitely bring Rashi on.
Yeah.
Actually, not definitely. I'd see how it goes. And then I'd try and bring on Jaden.
Nice.
Give Rashford the night off, and then if anything, give him a bit of rhythm against Forest. You know what I mean? We can't keep relying on him, but I do get what you're saying. He still might play. So yeah, that's our teams. Let us know what your predicted lineup is. I want to know.
Miles off, weren't they? Miles. I was thinking that when I was watching that there, I was thinking Flex is going through all of these changes, going Facundo, Garnacho, Miles off. There's only one change, Harry Maguire. That's the only change this evening. Just to go through that entire team once again, it's David De Gea in goal, Terrell Malacia. You can see it on the bottom of the screen anyway, but I'll read it out for those not watching, just listening, because I know some people do that. I started off as a fan as well. Sometimes you just like to have the alternative commentary track on. Sometimes people are doing their thing, whether they're doing housework, whether they're doing actual work, whether they're doing revision. I mean, it's January, so there is exam season for some people. Whatever it may be, it's nice just to read it out. I lost my track of thought there. Team lose, Owen. David De Gea in goal, Terrell Malacia at left back, Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire as your centre backs. Of course, Harry Maguire the captain. Right back, once again, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Diogo Dalot still out of action with that hamstring injury. Christian Eriksen and Casemiro start in midfield, which is surprising to me because I did think maybe not Casemiro, but I did think Eriksen would get a rest because he just looks so tired recently, doesn't he? He really looks... He gets to like 60, 65 minutes and then he just drops off the edge of a cliff. He gets really tired. He starts getting sloppy on the ball. So I was quite surprised by that. But once again, Eriksen, Casemiro in the midfield. In front of them, Anthony on the right-hand side. Bruno Fernandes through the middle. Marcus Rashford, the man in form. Rashi on the left-hand side. And Wout Weghorst, number 27, up front. And you know what? I praised Weghorst the other day in Matchday Reloaded. Check it out tomorrow as well, 9 o'clock. Because I think he did really well against Forest. And I think he'll do well again this evening. I think as time goes on, he's going to get better because the players he's playing with are going to get more familiar with how he plays. And it's not like I'm sitting here saying about Weghorst, he's this world-class striker because he's not. He's not world-class. If United were in a normal situation where we had money, we wouldn't have got Wout Weghorst. We'd have been looking at a different option. Come the summer, we'll look for a proper Manchester United standard level centre-forward. But I think the biggest thing he has is that he's available. He's going to play. You know, the people like Marcus Rashford, people like Anthony will thrive off of knowing they're training with a guy, the patterns of play they're going through in training, they can actually replicate on a match day because the striker's going to be there. That's not the case with Martial. How many times, pretty much every single time this season prior to Wout Weghorst coming in, we went into a match day having no idea who the striker would be. Is it going to be Martial? Is he injured? Is it going to be Rashford? Does he have to play through the middle when Ronaldo was here? Is Ronaldo going to play or is he on the bench? Like, what's going on with that? At least now we know it's going to be Wout Weghorst, whether we like it or not. And I thought his hold-up play was excellent against Forest. I really did. Receive the ball, back to goal, laid off, bring the centre-backs in, bring the full-backs in. Gave space to people like Anthony and Marcus Rashford. I thought he did well. And he's not a long-term option, and we need much better than that. But I think, again, I think he's going to get better and better this season, and I think he's doing a good job. And I'm not for the Wout Weghorst slander. I'm not. There are still these opposition fans, aren't there, that are like, you signed a Burnley player, look at you. Okay, Erik ten Hag had no money and he managed to get a player in January. You know, good for him. And we needed it. we needed it. So that is what it is. Super chat from David G says, does he think he can start Eriksen, Casemiro, Eriksen twice? Does he? Let me start again, David. Does he think he can start Eriksen, Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, Anthony, and Rash in every game? I wish we had 2 Christian Eriksen, but we only have the one. We'd miss out on Cup's top 4 due to burnout. We're good. That is a concern. That is a concern. I struggled with that one. Austin Baker says, Owen, you lost my super chat. Did I miss it? It didn't come up. Let me find it. Thank you for keeping me honest, Austin. Apologies for missing that one. There you go. It's your members chat. Says, 6 times, Yeo, let's get them. Big ups, Owen. And who's your Rumble prediction? Well, for each one, and appreciate the contribution as always, and appreciate you being a member, Austin. Apologies, I missed your chat. Prediction for the men's Royal Rumble. Most likely it will be Cody Rhodes, I think. But the problem is with that one, it's the obvious pick. So when it's the obvious pick, sometimes they tend to go in a different direction, but it's very difficult to predict because this isn't a Vince McMahon creative project. It's a Triple H creative project. But I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes. Wouldn't rule out a Rock or Steve Austin, though. Keep an eye out for them. For the women, it's a bit more difficult. I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley. That's what I'm going to go with. And I Speak Wales says, missing super chats is so KG. Come on. Oh, there you go. All Elite says Sami Zayn to win the Elimination Chamber next month in Montreal. Well, I think the plan is for him to face Roman Reigns next month in Montreal at Elimination Chamber, yes. But all of that stuff you can get on my channel, Owen Wrestle News 365. I'll keep plugging it. I'll keep plugging it as well. Be sure to smash a like on the like button as well, guys. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Over 500 people watching. We've got 127 likes. You know me on these solo match views as well. We can get those likes up between you and I. That's what we can do. Let's talk about some other players as well. Again, Harry Maguire's an interesting one because he's so polarizing, isn't he? And it's just the Maguire thing. Again, talk about Erik ten Hag getting things right. He's got the Maguire situation right too. Of course he has. He's not really picking him that much. You know? Harry Maguire is not good enough to be a Manchester United player. I think we can safely say that. Now, those people that take it a step far when they get rid of him this January. You know when he was linked to West Ham on loan and they said, hey, why haven't we got rid of Maguire? We should get rid of Harry Maguire. Well, no, we shouldn't right now because we're not getting anyone. We're not bringing anyone in. And when we've got a small enough squad as it is, why would we have even less players? That to me doesn't make a lot of sense. Come the summer, absolutely it's a conversation to have. Frankly, at this rate, I do think he'll go in the summer. Where he would go, maybe he'll go to a West Ham. Maybe he'll go back to Leicester. Maybe he'll go to a Spurs. Or, I don't know where he'll go. But I think that the thing is, you can't even say like, oh, his international future will be in jeopardy because it's not. And that's almost part of the problem too with Harry Maguire, isn't it? Is that it's not. Harry Maguire could not play or could keep up this sort of schedule of games for Manchester United for the next 12 to 18 months. He'll most likely still be in the European Championship squad for England if we qualify. Like, let's be honest. I mean, did you see the Gareth Southgate quote about Marcus Rashford talking about? I mean, it defied logic. What Gareth Southgate was saying about Marcus Rashford basically said, I think it's because people are looking at Rashford's form post the World Cup. trying to imply that Rashford wasn't informed during the World Cup, which he definitely was. He absolutely was informed. And the fact he played 5 minutes against France, frankly, was bullshit. And then he goes, yeah, but if I played Rashford, then people would have been complaining, oh, why didn't you play Jack Grealish? Or why didn't you play Phil Foden? No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. If Marcus Rashford was playing at the World Cup, and he was in this level of form, maybe he's playing a bit better now, but he was still in very good form at the World Cup. If you'd been playing him, people wouldn't... If you're playing someone that's playing well and scoring goals, they don't start talking about what about this player. They go, keep playing that player because he's playing well. I mean, it's nonsense. Trying to justify it. Ridiculous. Remember Marcus Rashford scored a couple of goals who was against Wales, and then he got dropped. It's like, what? And that's why, when I talk about Harry Maguire, I'm not even sure international football comes into it, honestly. So, again... With Maguire, I do think he'll go in the summer. Again, clearly he's not to the quality required to be a Manchester United player. Certainly not to the level required to a Manchester United captain. We've seen that when Bruno Fernandes captains the side. It's different level of leadership, and frankly as well, we've got a lot of leaders. And this is the key thing for me under Erik ten Hag. We have developed a side that's got a lot of leadership in it. Not just Bruno Fernandes, who most of the time wears the captain's armband. You've got in there Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane, they're leaders. Casemiro, Christian Eriksen, they're leaders. Marcus Rashford in his own way, leader. David De Gea, he's got tenure. You've got a team full of leaders. And all of them have much bigger and more and better leadership qualities than Harry Maguire. So certainly, the reason why he's still the captain at this point is just because, as Ten Hag said when he first came in, he's the established captain. He doesn't want to upset the apple cart that much, knowing that he's going to go anyway. So, that is what it is. Lamena with a super chat says, Owen, do you think the board intentionally and unknowingly got it right to snub Conte and wait for Ten Hag? I think it's factual that they got it right. I mean, I'll hold my hands up. And I'm more than happy to eat crow when I was wrong. And when Ollie went and Conte was available, and make no mistake, Conte wanted the job. All of those links that were linking Antonio Conte to Manchester United were coming from one place, and that was Antonio Conte. All of those outlets, they were all in, I think it was Damasio and all that kind of stuff. They were all coming from Italy going, Conte really wants the job, because he did. Conte's agents were saying, go get me the Manchester United job. Conte was telling his agents to do that. That's why he was linking them in the press. And United wanted nothing to do with him. There was no interest from Manchester United. And ultimately, they got it right. And I think people like Gary Neville, they deserve credit as well. Gary Neville came out and said he wouldn't have been the right fit for Manchester United. And people at the time slated him for it. Absolutely slated for him for it. How can you say that? Conte's a winner. Conte's won titles everywhere he's been. What, you don't want to win? Is this because you're an Ollie backer? And he just said, no, I just don't think he's the right fit for United, for the club, for the dressing room as well. You don't want to have a club that was a raging inferno at the time and then bring in someone like Conte, who is so erratic and so, is pouring gasoline on the fire. And already, like I said, it was an inferno. And the board, whether they meant to or not, they got it right, And again, I don't know if that's foresight. I don't know if that's, a broken clock's right twice a day. I don't know. But they got that one right. They did. Conte would have just been too divisive for Manchester United. And again, in a dressing room that was so divided, you don't need a divisive figure. You need someone that's going to unify. And Erik ten Hag has done that. He has unified the locker room. The dressing room. He's unified the club. And hopefully once the Glazers are gone, which is going to be very soon, we'll be even more united than ever. Ten Hag has said it. We are united, eh? That's what he says. So I think he got it absolutely spot on. Players are in the tunnel. There's David De Gea. Let me check my headphones are working. There you go. Come on. Technology. Let me take that off and get that up there. Oh, it's like clockwork, isn't it? It's good when things go right. That's because you've got to prepare. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. That's what it is. Let's see what all you guys are saying as well in the chat here. Ramek says KG wanted Conte. So did I. I'm not wrong I'm not afraid to admit it. Oliver says Gary Neville was actually right about Conte. I agree. Again, he got slated for it, but he was right about him, saying he was too divisive. Jeffrey, one of our members, says, Owen, we have a saying here, even a blind squirrel can find the occasional nut. Board got it right, but was it on purpose? LOL. And I think that's an apt description. Yes, I don't know. I don't know either, but somehow they managed to do it. All Elite says maybe Maguire will go to Italy. Hey, look, a trip abroad, that might be something that he would consider. You never know. You never know. That might be something that he decides to go to. Not that, again, I don't know what that would do for his international career, because apparently if you play abroad, Gareth Southgate doesn't pay a ton of attention to you unless you're Jude Bellingham, because, Tomori, how he didn't get in the World Cup squad still for me, I think, is baffling. That's just... I just don't understand that at all. Some people saying Maguire to Italy. Oof. I mean, isn't that they're known for defending? But at the same time, look, put it this way: Chris Smalling is a better defender than Harry Maguire. Don't get me wrong. But people said the same thing about Smalling, didn't they? How's he going to do in Italy? Very well, by all accounts. Look at Andy Carroll. Oh, if I could turn back time. God, it is going back in a time warp. Jeff Hendrick, Tom Ince. God, it feels like it's like Football Manager 2018 or something like that. But here comes Manchester United out onto the pitch, led by Harry Maguire, David De Gea, Casemiro, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. How else he been playing recently? Tom Ince. It's funny that, isn't it? Paul Ince's managerial career largely stems around where Tom Ince is playing. Pretty much. Who else is he been manager of? Blackpool, when Tom Ince was there. And look, to be honest, when Paul Ince went in to Reading, I think what were they, bottom of the league, something like that. I think they were bottom of the league. I think they had near to the bottom. I think they had a points deduction last season. I'm not massively caught up on my Reading history, but we managed to save them and got a permanent job out of it. But look, Andy Carroll. Remember, he was one of the. Was it 35 million Liverpool spent on him? 2011, when Fernando Torres went to Chelsea at the time, 50 million. And they said, that's outrageous. 50 million? Terrible. Now, that's a good fee. If we could sign someone for 50 million, you'd be like, it's not bad. It's good money. It's just crazy. It's crazy how football changes, isn't it? I remember when I was younger and my dad would say, Trevor Francis was the first £1 million football player. And you would go, £1 million, that's nothing, granddad. Like, what are you on about? And you already feel it's the same now. You say to the younger generation, I remember when Fernando Torres went to Chelsea for 50 million. And everyone thought it was crazy. That was stupid. Football's gone insane. How can they spend that kind of money now? 50 is nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's not even enough to get to Cedo from Brighton. They want 60. Incredible. As Badger says, make sure you like. Absolutely, guys. Austin says, always loved Reading's kits. A fan of the Reading kit. There you go. As Chris Katsu says, I recall when John Terry got the first 100k contract, there was an uproar. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny how football changes, and every time there's a huge transfer, it gets inflated. I mean, also as well, it goes hand in hand as broadcasting rights increase and revenues increase, so do football transfer fees. The money just keeps going up. That's all it is. Kaziri says, watching from Uganda. Much love to you in the building. Smash a like on the like button. Yes, let me know where you're watching from as well. That's a bit of a throwback. I remember when I first started here at United View a lifetime ago, and I used to always say, let me know where you're watching from. And it used to always, it still to this day, always surprises me. Oh, look at this, Paul Ince. I think he's getting applause. I mean, he did join Liverpool. And he was trying to, I saw an interview the other day, he was trying to say, the 92 team was better than the 99 team. Come on. I mean, the 92 team was good, don't get me wrong. Premier League winning team, but come on. Better than 99. Disgrace cheat. Noah's watching from Norway. Fat Thor says, at 4 a.m. in Singapore. Look, that's the dedication. That's why, those kind of comments are why it always annoys me when people go, no Manchester accents involved there. Mate, you've got people that are local fans. Fat Thor's watching from Singapore. It's 4 a.m. That's dedication. That's what that really is. That's dedication. That's supporting Manchester United. It's not easy being a foreign fan. Don't you forget it. I'm just waiting for kickoff. Want to get my timer right. And we're off. We're off at Old Trafford. Casemiro to Christian Eriksen. Let me get your rest of your chats up on the screen as well. Watching from South Africa. Badges is watching from my basement, which is alarming. You know, you didn't come up on my doorbell camera. The fact that I don't know how you got in the house, but just stay there. You can stay, but just don't come out of the basement, please. You know, especially during the match. I've got a job to do. Lilio says, did Ince get a good reception? Okay. Amit says 1:30 in India. A couple of people from India as well. There you go. Jeffrey Taylor says, when I live in San Diego, I was getting up at 4:30 a.m. to watch Ollie play McFred. That's what I mean. That's real dedication. And I don't think people recognise that enough. You know, we over here in the UK, we get good times to watch football. Around the world, that's not the case whatsoever. So major respect to everyone watching all over the world. But Reading look like they're just going to put people behind the ball, I would think, for the majority of the game here. Here's Malacia. Victor Lindelof. Malacia once again. He's played really well recently, it must be said. Let me turn that up in my headphones. I tell you what, I'm going deaf. I honestly. But the thing is, it's very much... it's a vicious circle, because if you have your headphones too loud, then you start losing your hearing. But you're losing your hearing, so you have to keep your headphones even louder. Vicious cycle, that. Here's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Casemiro. Switch out to Malacia. He's just overhit it. It's a foul. Play on. Here come Reading down the right-hand side. Here's Tom Ince. Got to be careful. I remember when Tom Ince had the tour of Europe. He was going to go to Inter Milan. He'd been to a lot of clubs. And where did he end up in the end? I think it was Stoke or something. Weghorst wins the ball back because that's what he does. Pressing. Ball over the top by Christian Eriksen. Looking for... Marcus Rashford always headed it back to goalkeeper. That was close. Oh, just about dealt with that. Nearly. It was alarming. Yellow Cake says Maguire on the right. Makes sense. Sergio says 3 a.m. in Thailand. Big up. A drop kick up the pitch. Very rare. You don't see that. All the way up to Andy Carroll. Manages to wrestle away from... Who is that? Lindelof's ended up on the floor. It looks like he's struggling a bit there. Well, that's going to be a battle today then. Andy Carroll versus Lindelof. That might be a foul. It's a foul by Casemiro on Hendrick. Casemiro giving it that. It was a foul, Casa. Got to be careful. It's a foul. It is a foul. But free kick to Reading. Just inside the 3rd minute. So decent space out, actually. About 25 yards. It was a foul by Casemiro. Base the Kid says, let me talk to you. Yeah. I can't do a good LA Knight. LA Knight. It's just like that, isn't it? LA Knight. Points like that. I like Eli Drake. LA Knight. That's it. Let me talk to you. And that's a fact of life. Yeah. You got to be careful, because otherwise you won't be able to stop doing it. It's one of those ones. Yeah. Free kick. Tom Ince standing over it. Yeah. Tom Ince hits the wall. Right into Wout Weghorst. That's a heck of a ball, that is. Here come United on the counter-attack. Anthony down the right-hand side. Pass to Marcus Rashford. Going to take him on. Be direct, Rashi. Be direct. Gives it to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. 1-2 with Anthony. Rashford once again. Wout Weghorst. Good layoff to Aaron Wan-Bissaka once again. Anthony on the right. Is he going to take him on? Little flick through the legs. Nice. Wan-Bissaka. Ball across. Goal. Oh. It was Weghorst with the flick. I think it's a corner. Yeah. 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 Good play there by United. Well done by Anthony. Stood him up and you're thinking, what's he going to do? Manages to get through the leg. Nutmegged. Good ball by Wan-Bissaka as well. Weghorst is actually behind him. And he just a bit of a flick. Good forward play. Goes out for a corner though. First corner to United. I think it's Eriksen standing over it. Ball in. Oh, nearly went towards Harry Maguire. Headed away though. Yeah. Yeah. Nick with the super chat says, Owen on his own is fire. Love you, bro. Love you too, Nick. Love all of the United View community. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a problem. There's going to be an issue. I'm not going to be able to stop doing that. Yeah. I told you. Who did that originally? I blame you. I based a kid. I'm looking forward to that though tonight. Pitch black match. What's that? What is that? It's a match in the dark. What game? There was a game I used to play. I mean, not that you would know, but there was a game. Was it called like Murder in the Dark or something like that? Has anyone ever played that? I think that was a game where basically you turn off the lights and you have to try and find people that they're hidden in the room. That was a game. Here's Anthony. Reverse pass. Aaron Wan-Bissaka cuts it back nearly to the edge of the box towards Bruno Fernandes. Maguire. Pass to Anthony, just about. Austin Baker says Ghost in the Graveyard. Is that what it was called? Some of it might have different games. But that was the basis of the game. It was hide and seek, but in the dark, essentially. Turn it up a level. Ball over the top. Weghorst. Tried to lay it off to Christian Eriksen. Weghorst once again. Rashi, edge of the box. It's going to be a foul. Free kick to Manchester United. Lil Yo says I played Murder in the Dark. So I did get the name right. I've just plucked that out of thin air. I've opened one of those sort of doors. You know when you just get those random memories of stuff you used to do when you were a kid? You go, yeah, Jay's right. It was called Murder in the Dark. I remember, Owen. See? It was still there. Exactly. It was a fun game as well because if you had a good dark room, you could see nothing. And it was hard. It was difficult. Free kick to Manchester United though. Nearly 7 minutes in. Christian Eriksen's going to be standing over this one. Looks like he's going to go for goal. Yeah. Eriksen stands over this free kick. Takes a shot. Oh! He didn't go over the wall. He tried to go around it to the keeper's left-hand side. How close are we looking at? Not a million miles away. Keeper had it covered, though. I think the keeper probably expected him to try and go over the wall. Oh, look at Eric. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, Eric. Ooh. Yeah. There's Paul Ince on the touchline. With the Paul Ince being the governor, was that a name that he was given by players, or was that one of those nicknames that he tried to give himself? Because there's a big difference. Casemiro, through the legs, brilliant. That's got to be a foul on him. I want a booking. It was tactical. Quick free kick taken by Casemiro, though. Out to Rashford on the left-hand side. Malacia's on the overlap if he wants it. Rashford doesn't. Where's he going? Oh, brilliant ball over to the right-hand side, over to Wan-Bissaka. Lays it off to Anthony. He's in the box. He slips. Just lost his footing. He cleared it, though, straight to Casemiro. United have possession once again. To Wan-Bissaka. Anthony. Casemiro once more. Maguire. Yeah. No Net Play says KG needs to add it to the soundboard. He does. He really does. Actually, that's a good point. Let me make a reminder of that. Because to give you a bit of a peek behind the curtain of how things get added to KG's soundboard is this has happened quite a few times, is I'll just see something and I'll just send it to him. There's a group and and if it's funny, you just go, this is future soundboard material. KG. Yeah. There you go. I'll do my best not to say it for the remainder of the match view. It's gonna be tough. Ball up the pitch. Oh, Harry Maguire had a bit of a wrestle. Save that for the rumble between him and Andy Carroll. Push up the pitch, but I tell you what, Weghorst is on the chase. Decent pressing. What's a poor kick from the goalkeeper? He's got lucky. It managed to go all the way out to the left winger. Baba Rahman. Good pronunciation. As Steffi Jenks says, hit the like button for no more yeahs. Yeah. I didn't even mean that one. See, that's the problem. I didn't even mean that one. "10 minutes gone, still 0-0. Keji says, "Are you joining Expressions Rumble Watch Song?" I'm not. No, I'm not. I know that X does watch it. Obviously, he loves it. He had the Seth Rollins paint suit, didn't he? He did indeed. But yeah, I'm not doing a watch along this evening. Instead, I'm doing individual videos on the channel. So when there's like a big result, instead, I'm just going to upload a video talking about the winners of the respective rumbles. Mainly because I've got to be up really early tomorrow for the match day reloaded. Veghorst wins the ball back. Of course he does. That's what he does. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Terral Malacia. Here's Maguire. Passes it to Anthony. Out to Lindelof. Malacia once again. Nice little tempo from United so far. Passes it out to Lindelof. Lindelof once again in the middle of the pitch, just inside the centre circle, gives it to Malacia. That's Bruno Fernandes coming out really far left. Gives the ball away though. Wins the ball back though. Happy with that. As Mr. Popo says, yes, it's on ITV4. If you are watching here in the UK, it's on ITV4. I know, like me, you heard it was on ITV, so you went on ITV and then saw The Masked Singer was on and went, what? What? Here's Malacia. Puts it out to Harry Maguire. Once again to Anthony. Reverse pass, just ricochets off to Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side. Goes out for a throw-in. 12 minutes gone, still 0-0. King of the Indies says, Owen, he was given it by his mates when he was growing up, and when he moved to United, he scored in training and shouted, "Who is the governor?" Or "Who's the governor?" And it stuck in the dressing room. So a bit of both. A bit of both, I suppose, the answer. He was giving it by his friends, but then when he moved to United, he reminded everyone that that was the nickname. I see. There's a foul on Veghorst. I think a free kick to United. Referee having a word with the Reading defender. It was... I used to really pride myself on my knowledge of sort of, you know, championship players and stuff like that. Now it's just not great. Several standing over this free kick, though. There's Christian Eriksen, Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, all standing over. I wonder if they're going to have a shot. I'm not sure. The way that this is set up, Rashford is looking like he's going to have a shot. I think Rashford is going to take a shot on this one. There isn't a massive wall. You would say just get it on target, see if you can test the goalkeeper, see what happens. It is Marcus Rashford, takes a shot. It's a good save, follows it up. Oh, Christian Eriksen, it was blocked. It's a really good block by the Reading defender. It was close. Anthony, Bruno Fernandes, ball in. Headed away. Lands out to Anthony once again on the right-hand side. It was a decent, little flip-flap. Tries to go through the legs. Anthony. Oh, and he gets in the fight. Anthony. That's a free kick. It's frustration. Nevertheless, I'm not even going to focus on the Anthony thing. It looked like it was really set up for a shot. It's straight down the keeper's throat, really. But I thought Eriksen was going to tap it in. It's a decent save from the goalkeeper in the first place, but he parries it right back into the danger zone. And Eriksen looks like he's about to follow up, and it's a decent block from the Reading player in the end. And it was a decent block. This is going to go all the way back to David De Gea. Yeah, the thing is with Anthony there, I said I wasn't going to dwell on it. I am. is he actually beat the man. He squared him up. He beat him. Then he decided to go back and try and beat him again. So, what? Lil Yo-Yo's been a member for 5 months. Appreciate 5 months of support, Lil Yo-Yo. Long-time support of the channel. Says, pitch black match equals Cena because you can't see him. Boom, boom. I'm not going to do any more. Anthony, always doing the most. Hey, Lilo, you're going to get me in trouble. I'm not going to say the Y word anymore. Yeah. But I am excited how they do that. How they do the pitch black match. And that all stems from a flavour of Mountain Dew. How do you say it? Mountain Dew or Mountain Dew? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. It's got a bizarre taste for me. Like Dew, as in due date. Mountain Dew. Gotcha. Chris Katsu says, "Oh, do you like Pepsi Max?" I do. I Mountain Dew. I do like Pepsi Max, and I do like the different flavours of it as well. I like the raspberry one. I like the lime one. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Good pass by Casemiro. Out to Anthony. He's one-on-one with the defender. What's he going to do? Tries to play Christian Eriksen in. Was it the right pass? Bruno, edge of the box. Here's Anthony again. Take a shot. Whips it. Oh. It was close. It wasn't far away. He thought about it. It was the perfect place for him. Just that one where he can just whip it, guide it with his left foot. He cuts in. He takes a while. Oh, it's not a million miles away. Just needed a bit more curl on it. Just a little bit more. Let's have a look. Oh, it's not far away. Simon says should have Iron Brew. Iron Brew is brilliant. I love an Iron Brew. What about Dandelion and Burdock? Has anyone ever had that? That's nice. I like that. Cream soda. I enjoy a bit of that as well. Here's Casemiro. Tried a long ball. United are claiming for a handball. It's not there. Oh, Weghorst. I tell you what, he does press, doesn't he? You can see why he's got those pressing stats, because it's not far off. Good pass by Eriksen. Poor touch from Bruno Fernandes. Just couldn't get out of his feet. Amir with a super chat says Dr. Pepper settings. Brilliant. Love Dr. Pepper. Love that as well. You're getting a theme here. I like most fizzy drinks, to be fair. But I like Dr. Pepper. That's why I also like Disaronno, because it tastes very Dr. Pepperish. So enjoyed that. I don't like ginger beer though. No, that's just a bit too harsh for me. It's not, I don't like that one. No. Lilio says Owen's looking for a light sponsorship. Hey, if we here at United View got sponsored by like a soft drinks manufacturer, you kidding me? Imagine that. Imagine I brought that to the table. I said, hey, we've United View presented by Dr. Pepper. Oh. Or just like the match tonight. You know, United View Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Could you imagine? Oh, we'd be rolling in it. Money, that is, not Mountain Dew Pitch Black. That would be bad because you get really sticky. You don't want to roll in any soft drink, to be honest with you. The sugar, you know. Whilst initially, it's like one of those stunts, you know, when you see people get in a bathtub full of like a drink or a bathtub full of beans, you go, oh, it's great, but I reckon after about 10 seconds, it wouldn't be great. It's going to smell. I don't want to get in a bath full of Dr. Pepper. Could you imagine? It'd probably erode your bathtub as well. Good pressure from United there. Goalkeeper kicks it out for a throw-in. Chris Katsu says you'd need to sit with a bottle in front of you for the stream. That is true. And I'm fine with that. You know, as long as it's there for me to drink. Or I just have a giant straw. Or even better, and where have these gone throughout the years? What happened to those hats? You know, like I think they're around in like the 90s. Those hats that you put on and they'd have a drink on either side and you'd have a straw that went through. Where have they gone? That and the crazy straw. Bring it back. Amir with a super chat says, Owen on 100k a week sponsored by Mountain Dew. Brilliant. I would love it. Yeah. Chris is right. Beer helmets. Where did they go? Where did they go? Bring them back. They need to be brought back more often. Terrell Malacia, ball in. Anthony on the penalty spot. Falls to Weghorst. Blocked. He might be offside. I don't think he was. It was a good tackle. Oh. It was a ball in from Malacia. Decent touch by Anthony. He might have been offside. Nevertheless, it was a decent block in the end. That is great, King of the Indies. United Jew, but like DEW. Brilliant. I mean, it just works, doesn't it? It just works. If you're watching Mountain Dew, even though I said I don't like you, headed away from the corner, who knows? We're open. We're open for sponsorship. I mean, that works as well. That seriously, that really works. If we can get a flavour, United Jew out there. Oh, imagine. It's like red. The bottle would look good. Oh. I'm just thinking now of that. Can't even make t-shirts though. I feel like that would be copyrighted. Weghorst. Rashford in the box. Cuts back. Sends the defender. Oh, who did he lay it back to? Rashford. He got caught in two minds. I think he was going for Weghorst. Anthony takes a shot. Oh, it's over the bar. I tell you what, Weghorst is looking sharp. I'm really liking his pressing. I'm really liking his layoffs. He's proving to be a bit of a challenge. Hey. The Jew view. Brilliant. That is a members video waiting to happen. Line up as many flavours of Mountain Dew that I can find and just drink them. If that's not worth your United View membership, I don't know what is. That would be excellent. And this is why I like doing these solo match views. Long ball by Reading. It seems like their tactic is just to hit the ball up to Andy Carroll. And it's not really working so much. Christian Eriksen tries the ball over the top. Goes to Marcus Rashford. I think the goalkeeper's just going to see that one out. He does. So nearly 23 minutes gone. Man United 0. Reading 0. United, as you would expect, dominating the game. Keepers may have to make maybe one or two saves still. I mean, look at just the possession so far. 84% for Manchester United. In comparison to the 16% for Reading. My goodness. But it's a goal kick to Reading. Kicks it up the pitch. Amir, one of our members, says, have you tried Prime? I haven't. I haven't tried Prime. But I will be honest. I do have a bottle of it in the fridge at the house. The reason why I haven't tried it is because it's not mine. My nephew is 11 this year. And they're at that age where it's like, you know, I've got Prime. So we got it for him. But I haven't seen him yet. So got to give it to him. Good uncle settings, right? Fallen to Anthony. Gives it to Bruno Fernandes. Cuts it back. Oh. Maguire gets ahead. Wins the ball back. Well done, Harry. Christian Eriksen. Casemiro. Ball over the top. Headed away. Chris says, now you've ruined the surprise. It's not a surprise. He does know. It's not like a surprise. He does know he's got it. I don't know what flavour it is. It's red. I know it's red. But I feel like I probably would just try it and it'd just be like, oh, is it an energy drink? It's not even an energy drink. It's a soft drink, isn't it? Or it's like a Lucozade, something like that. I don't know. I don't particularly care that much. Ball over the top. Good ball by Maguire towards Rashford. Oh, It's a good ball by Harry Maguire there. Here's Eriksen. Well, despite it still being 0-0 after 25 minutes, United are dominating, and you feel like the goal is going to come eventually. I know that's a jinx. Touch wood, that's not the case. But I think playing like Maguire. That pass to Bruno by Maguire was not good. Here is Maguire once again, though. Switch over to Terrell Malacia. I do think the goal will come. Lil Yo says, I've tried it and not going to lie, it's overrated. Yeah, I'm sure it probably is. Malacia, ball into the box. Eriksen edge, take the shot. Oh, blocked again. It's the same guy. Holmes, he's blocked it like 3 times. Oh. He's really like Holmes. And Eriksen's Moriarty. Yeah, I can do Sherlock Holmes references. I'm not sure who Watson is in this. I guess his centre-back partner. But another block again. Foul to Eriksen, edge of the box. Another block by Holmes. It was an easy block. You could almost say it's elementary. Come on. Yeah, Lil Yo, you knew I was going. Elementary. Absolutely. Absolutely. Goal kick from Reading. Hits it up the field. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Good pass to Anthony. Right hand side. Now be direct. Take him on. Anthony. Oh. Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes. Oh. Over the bar. I mean, Baba Rahman gets done. It's a really good pass by Wan-Bissaka. Anthony, you're saying be direct, be direct. He is direct. His pass isn't great to Bruno Fernandes. He passes it behind him. He makes it difficult for him. But then Bruno, he can still get that on target. Tries to go for the top corner. Misses. Pass wasn't great from Anthony, though. Disappointing. But you do feel the goal's coming. I don't know how we haven't scored. We've had opportunities so far. Can't really test the goalkeeper enough, but we're getting in behind a couple of times. You just say United, be clinical, get that goal, and then, to be honest, if we get the first goal, it really is game over, because Reading are offering next to nothing. I mean, really nothing. Fat Thor says, I predicted a 5-0 win. Guess it's going to be 2-0 win at this rate. Well, if you haven't already, be sure to smash the like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well. Bottom right-hand corner. See if we can get to 300 likes. 20 away. Oh, who said that? Chris Metcalf. I don't know why I said it like I could hear it, because I couldn't. I had to read it. Says, prawn cocktail quavers, though. You're damn right, Chris Metcalf. You are damn right. Prawn cocktail quavers. Come on. Excellent. Excellent. And prawn cocktail whatsits. They're S tier. I think that's top tier, isn't it? They are brilliant. I was listening to them talk about Reading shirt design is about temperatures of the earth. The more you know. Is Maguire. Victor Lindelof. Terrell Malacia. Eriksen back to Lindelof once again. Lil Yo says McCoy's sizzling prawn flavour. Never tried it. Never had it. Not the biggest. Actually, that's a lie. I was going to say I'm not the biggest McCoy's fan. I have had McCoy's. Ball into the box. Oh, headed away. Here's Maguire. Casemiro. Casemiro gives it to Weghorst. Casemiro again tries the ball over the top towards Wan-Bissaka. And it's a foul. But nearly 30 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Manchester United 0, Reading 0. I just don't think Reading can hold out the entire game like this, because It's not as if United haven't created anything so far. The chances will come. Disappointing that we're 50 minutes away from half-time and we haven't scored yet, because we should have. Because this, this might come back to really bite me, but this Reading team is not good. Really not good. Here's Junior Hoylett. Again, honestly, this is like a Premier League team from a decade ago. Tom Ince, Jeff Hendricks, Andy Carroll, Junior Hoylett. Oh, it's a foul on Wan-Bissaka. It's got to be. Referee says nothing. Their course. Well played. Good hold-up play. Bit of a short pass. Harry Maguire steps out. Good play by Maguire. Casemiro. Lindelof puts it out to Terrell Malacia. Malacia once again holds on to the ball. Steffi Jenks says, their keeper is suspect. That's a couple of times heavy touches. Not the first time we've seen that this evening. Oh my. Goes all the way back to David De Gea. Steffi Jenks says, maybe we get the first goal, we'd get going. You do think that would be the case. And we're 9 likes away from 300. So if you haven't already, click that like button. Be sure to subscribe as well. Bottom right-hand corner. Ball over the top. Aim towards Eriksen. But goes all the way to the goalkeeper. Just dropped off a little bit in the last couple of minutes, United. That impetus isn't really there. Couple of times the keeper for Reading so far. Eriksen just managed to get a touch on it that time. But he looks a bit suspect, doesn't he? But we've had just over half an hour gone. We're still on United having 84% possession. 11 shots from United. The key figure is only 1 on target. That's really the issue. Reading, they've had 1 shot, 0 on target. They've had barely any of the ball. They haven't even completed 100 passes, Reading. They've just completed over 50, 51 to be specific. They've offered nothing. Here comes Anthony. I want you to be more direct, Anthony. Do something with the ball. If you're going to do the step overs, go past the player. That's a bit better. Goes inside. Good reverse pass. Bruno Fernandes puts it wide. He should do better. Better play by Anthony. I'll give him credit there. That's what I want to see. That's what you want to see. Take him on. If you're going to go inside like that, keep going, keep going, keep going. Reverse pass. Great run by Bruno Fernandes. Got to get it on target, that. But that's much better from Anthony. That's what you want to see more often. You should be disappointed with that, Bruno. For a player of his quality, that should be on target. But that's better. And again, that doesn't have to be every time, because you can't take on the player every time. You can't. But you just want to see more of that. If you do that, the majority of the half, people will be behind you. But a couple times from Bruno there, that one's. I'm surprised he doesn't get that one on target. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka once again. I must say, I do like the link-up play from Wan-Bissaka and Anthony. I think Wan-Bissaka's done some decent passes in the game so far. You see him right here. He's almost like level with Casemiro. Ball over the top towards Rashford. It's headed up into the air. Well, he's nearly headed off Rashford. He's going to go out for a goal kick. Unlucky, Marcus. Keep going. Garsha1 says it's poor, Owen. 1 save, 33 minutes, 84%. That's the key thing, isn't it? Is that we haven't got enough shots on target. 12 shots, only 1 on target so far. The conversion rate's been pretty shocking. In fairness, a couple of blocks have been put in there. But no, not clinical. There's Sir Alex. A decade since he retired. Looks like he fell asleep. Here's Anthony. Passes it to Casemiro. Casemiro, it might fall to their course. Good header across goal. Rashford, that's it in. It's crossed the line. It must cross the line. Has it crossed the line? Yeah! Marcus Rashford points to the head once again. It's in. It's in. That's an assist for Wout Weghorst as well. He keeps it alive with his header. Rashford gets it in. It's one of the poorest goals you will see in your life. In a game that's lacked a bit of quality, Marcus Rashford scores a goal Given by goal line technology, Rashi scores again. They don't all have to be pretty. They don't all have to be screamers. They don't all have to be individual runs down the line. They can just be ones that trickle over the line. It doesn't matter. 1-0 Manchester United. Here's another look at this. Casemiro actually gets the pass wrong. He goes for Bruno. It's not the right pass. And Weghorst keeps it alive, heads it across goal, Marcus Rashford, and it's in. The goalkeeper, I don't know what you're doing, mate, because it's miles over the line. What is he doing, the goalkeeper? It's just ridiculous. So poor goalkeeper. It's miles in. Oh, they're checking it for offside. Feed the horse. Not only will he score, he'll assist his fellow farm animals. Doesn't really work as a sentence. VAR check. It's not going to be given offside. Yeah, he's off. He's going to be given offside. Vout's off. Does it come off the Reading defender? I don't know. He's off. It's going to be given offside. Oh. Well, the record goal, he needs another one. It doesn't count. It's been given offside. Vout's offside. Technology gave it and technology took it away. Technology, you mother. Ah. And the thing is as well, because this game has lacked quality so far, like, you almost needed a shithouse goal to go 1-0 up in this one. Ten Hag's not happy. But it's 0-0 again. Casemiro, ball over the top. Get it again, Rashi. Get it again. And then point to your head and then point to your lips and give it that to the VAR. VAR. I mean, it is offside. I can't really complain about that. Right, come on. It's a poor pass thrown. Let's just wake up a bit more, United, here. We've been sloppy. Anthony. Not have been sloppy in our play. Our build-up play has actually been really good, United. We've created chances to put the ball in the back of the net. Their goalkeeper and their defence ain't that good. 0-0 flatters their defence a lot. So just get a shot on target. With this goalkeeper, get a shot on target. It's going in. I believe in you, Rashi. Still plenty of time to go. 0-0. Marcus Rashford's goal ruled out for offside. Wout Weghorst offside. Here's Maguire. Decent switch over to Rashford. Good touch. Take him on. Take him on. Go at him. Go at him, Marcus. He's into the box. Cuts it back. That's been the thing. That's been the thing so far in this half. The ball across to Rashford's good. The drive into the box is good. His cutback, that's not been good. And I'm not saying Marcus specifically. I'm just saying United in general. That's been the issue in this half. Final pass has been rubbish. Ball over the top by Maguire. Headed across by Casemiro. Cleared. Get it down. Good touch by Malacia. Lindelof. Give it to Casemiro. Casemiro. Out wide to Anthony. He's probably going to cut back inside. You know he is. Anthony. Deflected in. Weghorst looking for it. Maguire. Malacia. I do like the pressure that United are putting on. Just again, a bit more quality. Final pass has to be better. Bruno Fernandes. Here's Maguire. Maguire out to Wan-Bissaka. Lindelof again. Still plenty of time to go, though. I mean, not so much for half-time. Ball in. Weghorst tries to put it out to Wan-Bissaka. Anthony. Oh, good play by Anthony. Little flick behind. Wan-Bissaka, ball into the box. Oh! Weghorst nearly fouled him. Rashford couldn't control it. He still has it, though. He's going to take on Tom Ince. Good pass, Bruno. Make it count. Bruno, Casemiro. It's not a foul. It's not a foul. I don't think it is. I can't believe Bruno passed it. I was thinking, take the shot, Bruno. He tries to pass it to Casemiro. Casemiro goes down. It's not. My initial reaction was never a penalty in a million years. I can't believe he's passed it. I'm thinking, take the shot. Now, the player is down. It might be Casemiro still down. They said VAR checked it, but that's it. It's not enough. You know it's not enough. My initial reaction was never, nah, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. No. And certainly, it's not. It's so subjective, that one, that they're never going to overturn it. They'll never overturn that one. Never. But the Reading player's down. I'm not sure who that is. Be sure to smash a like on the like button if you haven't already. See if we can get to 400 likes. Just seeing the offside again. This is the thing that I hate with offside, is there's talking about phases of play there. Because he's offside when the ball's passed in, but it's when the ball... Oh, I don't even know the offside rule anymore. Oh. Here comes Christian Eriksen. Bruno Fernandes. Well, dispossessed by Andy Carroll, legally. Disgraced cheat. But Wan-Bissaka now has the ball. Out to Anthony. Take him on. Take him on, Anthony. Go on. Go on. Anthony runs to the ball. Oh, gives away, man. Casemiro wins the ball back, though. It's almost like he doesn't know what he's going to do. Like, he stands him up and he's thinking, what am I going to do? Am I going to take him on? Am I going to cut back inside? Am I going to go back? And in the end, it's sort of nothing. He just sort of, in the end, he just doesn't do anything. Oh, Bruno gives the ball away again. Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll tries to play reverse pass. I tell you what, Bruno Fernandes, in this opening 42 minutes, has had an absolute stinker. Bruno's been absolutely shocking on the ball. Again, I think United are doing okay, but Bruno's been really wasteful. Really, really wasteful so far. You know, whether it's, missing chances or poor passing, giving the ball away. Someone have a word. Anthony to Maguire. The problem is with Bruno is now he'll go score. Weghorst. Here is Bruno Fernandes. Ball into the box. Eriksen, he's got to be offside. Did they put the flag up? I don't know if they did. He must have been off. Because if he's not off, oh my goodness. Two minutes to go to half time. Still 0-0. And how? I tell you how. It's because we've had 12 shots and one's been on target. That's why our build-up play has actually been really good. I think our build-up play's been good. I think our passes into the final third have been good. But some of the final passes or the decisions to not take shots or some of the shots have been just woeful. Absolutely woeful. Really, really sloppy. Good pass by Wan-Bissaka. Bruno, you've got space to go into. Do not be wasteful. Okay, corner. But still. Man. I mean, again, you feel like it's a matter of time before the goal comes, but at the same time, if United aren't clinical enough, this game can come back and bite you. And that's what Ten Hag will say to him at half-time. He'll say, like, how haven't you scored? I tell you how you haven't scored is because you've been wasteful with the ball. Eriksen, Maguire ducked. It felt like, Anthony. A rare shot with his right foot, I think. Edge of the box. Oh, it's a poor shot from Anthony. Again, it's one of his right foot. Rare. And this is the thing with Anthony. I don't think he's done badly in that first half, but he's just been a bit like, not as bad as Bruno in this half, but just a bit wasteful. Just a bit wasteful. And it's another shot off target. With an 81% possession, 13 shots, 1 on target. Ugh. Here comes Redding, ball into the box. Clear it, you've been caught out. Oh, good save by David De Gea. Who is that? Malacia. Look at your surroundings, man. And that's why you've got to be clinical, because we nearly got caught out there. That's the chance. Malacia, what are you doing? Is anyone talking to him? Oh, my goodness me. Someone have a word. Wake up, United. Junior Hoylett nearly scores. And that was nearly a chance. Here's Ericsson. Anthony. Space to go into. Gives the ball away. Lucas Chan says we have to be patient. They're playing 9 at the back. I disagree, Lucas. I think that, they've got men behind the ball, but we've had chances. It's our own fault that we're not winning. Ball in again. And Lindelof clears that one. The reason, it's not even a case of patience. It's a case of be more clinical. You've had chances. Your final third passing's not been good enough. And they nearly scored there. And that could have been an issue because we hadn't scored goals. Here comes Wan-Bissaka. Out wide to Anthony. You've got space there. Good pass to Wan-Bissaka. Ball into the box. Good ball in by Wan-Bissaka. That's good defending. That's better. Here's Anthony trying to take the player on again. It's not at a massive pace. Like, where are you going? That's the question. Wan-Bissaka, good pass. He's onside. Casemiro puts the ball in. Oh, deflection. Oh. Nearly in by Weghorst. It's decent play from United. I mean, that's better. That's better by United. I think Wan-Bissaka's looked really lively down the right-hand side as well. His passing has actually been really crisp. One of a few. Biggie third with a super chat says Bruno is a bang average player with good moments. I disagree, but he's been really sloppy in this half, and that's half time. Half time, it's Manchester United 0, Reading 0, and despite Manchester United really dominating the half, they haven't been able to get a goal. Marcus Rashford's goal chalked off because of an offside from Wout Weghorst, but really, I would say really poor from United in the sense of I think our build-up play has been quite good and our passes in behind have been quite good, but the final passing or the shot has been woeful from Manchester United. Really poor. Again, I think through the midfield, Casemiro's been doing good. Ericsson, I still think he looks tired. Anthony on the right-hand side is doing okay. He's doing okay. Again, a couple of times I want him to be more direct and I want him to take on players more. He's way too predictable. Bruno Fernandes, I think, has been absolutely shocking. Bruno Fernandes, I think, has been really poor. Again, in terms of being clinical. Like, United have looked lively. United have a decent tempo. United are playing decent football, working the ball in behind. We've had chances, but so sloppy in terms of the final passing or not getting shots on target. And if you allow games to drift away from you, you can have happen what nearly happened towards the end of that half. You can have a situation whereby Reading could have and maybe should have scored. Ten Hag, I would be fascinated to know what Erik Ten Hag will say to his players at half-time because, again, just in the lack of clinicalness, really poor. Really poor from United. Again, build-up play good. And make no mistake, it's not as if like we're at half-time and we're like, oh, it's 0-0 at half-time because Reading played really well. They defended really well. Reading didn't defend well in that half. You know, they're all over the place defensively. A couple of last-ditch blocks. Their goalkeeper looks shaky. The reason it's 0-0 is because United can't put the ball in the back of the net for whatever reason, or they can't find the right pass, or the lack of the right pass has been poor. Aiden says, and Rashford Owen. I think Rashford's in that situation too. I think his final ball's been a bit poor. I mean, unlucky with the goal being disallowed, but it was offside from Wout Weghorst just about. But a real issue of being clinical. And look, I still think United are going to win this game. I still think United are going to comfortably win this game. It's not a case of, the sky's falling. I'm sure that's what Twitter's doing at the moment. Chicken Little settings. Oh my God. But it's just like Erik ten Hag will have to put a rocket up some of these players and just say, by the way, don't think you're too good not to beat Reading at home. Be clinical, put the ball in the back of the net, show your quality, and get several goals. You've had 80% of the ball. And it's not as if we haven't done anything with it, because we have done stuff with it. But you're in the final third, your passing or your shooting has been really, really poor. That's it. V Cobra says Bruno was offside, not Wout. No, Wout was the one that was given offside. Wout Weghorst was the one that was given offside. There you go. But again, I still think United are going to comfortably win this game. We're going to get a goal in the second half at least. But from that front, what, 3 or 4 players, just really poor so far. That's it. Bennett says, Owen, give Mina a call. I can't. She's at Old Trafford today. I might have spoiled this one. But in terms of fan views, of course, fan views will be coming after the game from outside Old Trafford, from the likes of Flex, Marcel, and Mina. Mina's actually at OT today. Hence, again, why we're doing it remote. Because KG's disgrace cheat. Boxing's more important than football. Disgrace. You know what? Since there's 700 people watching here live at the moment, be sure to smash a like on the like button as well. See if we can get to 400 likes. Tweet KG, say he's a disgrace, say he's a cheat. Steffi Jenks says, why are they making Erik ten Hag unhappy? Biggie Third with the super chat says, I want to know how many times Eriksen has lost possession in the last 10 years versus Bruno this season. He is nowhere near world class, just sloppy. Which one are you referring to? Bruno Fernandes, I guess. Bruno Fernandes in that half, in terms of losing possession or just being sloppy on the ball or finding the wrong pass, I thought was really poor. But at the same time, and this is the frustrating thing with Bruno, is he could easily score 2 goals in that second half. Absolutely. Now, in terms of substitutions, De Gea says, bring on Garnacho. I don't think he'll make any substitutions at 45 minutes because Ten Hag doesn't really do that much. But at the same time, this game does need the directness of Alejandro Garnacho. Who he would bring Garnacho on for, I'm not sure. I think you want to keep Rashford on because he's just in scintillating form at the moment. You don't really take him off. Do you move Marcus to the right-hand side and put Garnacho on the left? I'm not sure. From a positive point of view, as Fitter says here, Amrabat-Saka. I thought Amrabat-Saka, arguably one of the best players on the pitch in that half. I thought down the right-hand side, I think he's been really, really good. I like his link-up play with Anthony. I like his passes and crosses into the box. But at the same time, I mean, they're just sort of showing the halftime analysis here. You've got, Anthony looking for the pass to Rashford. I don't know if he picks it out, does he? No, he doesn't. I mean, even Rashford there, you can see him. He's sort of gesticulating like, come on, give me the ball. Or Bruno Fernandes is in the middle. He doesn't make the run. Or he does make the run. Here you go. But they don't find the pass. But then, see, I disagree with that analysis. I don't think it's necessarily, they've not found the right pass in those areas. I think when they have got in behind, they've still been sloppy. I don't think it's right to shift the blame on, the build-up play from the likes of Casemiro has been poor. I think it's more, you have got in behind a couple of times, but the shooting's been off, or the final pass has been off, in my opinion. So there you go. Be sure to smash the like on the like button. As I mentioned, guys, we are 15 likes away from 400. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well, bottom right hand corner, if you haven't already. And look, also as well, we've got to get this game done. We don't have this goes to a replay if it's a draw. The fixture list is congested as it is. We can't afford another game. You kidding me? We don't need that. Unlocking Ali says we need Haley and a lollipop. The lollipop's good luck. Apart from the Arsenal game, it wasn't good luck for that one. But just seeing the offside goal once again. Again, it was Weghorst that was given offside. I mean, as I mentioned, it was really poor keeping from the goalkeeper, who I've not been blown away by whatsoever. I mean, the guy standing in his goal and tries to pick it up is actually terrible keeping. But But again, I think that United will still win this game. I still do think that a goal will come. I just think the players just need to be a bit more clinical. AR says, Owen, please watch the game. No lazy talking points. Easy to say Anthony is poor when he's the most creative one today. I did not say that. That is the issue, AR. I said that I think Anthony had actually played quite well in that first half. I said I think the entire front four has been sloppy when it comes to the final pass. I do think Anthony's done okay. I do think Anthony's getting into decent positions. In the same way that Rashford's got into decent positions. Bruno's got into decent positions in that half. The main crux of the issue is when they've got in behind, they haven't found the right pass. Do I want to see Anthony still do more? Absolutely. Of course I do. I'm not saying he's diabolical or anything like that. I think you're right. I think it's easy to say that, but please do not put words in my mouth because I did not say that. I think that, again, the thing would be him. You just want him to be a bit more direct, a bit more consistent. But I think everyone should be painted with the same brush in that first half, whereby in behind, you haven't been clinical enough, and they haven't, with the right pass, and they haven't, I think Bruno Fernandes in that half, I think he's been really poor in terms of his shots on goal, his passing. That the final third passing has been poor. And, if you let the game drift away from you, anything can happen, especially in a cup competition. But as I said, I still do think we win this game. I still do think we win it comfortably. I think Ten Hag would have to have a word with some of his players at halftime and say, what, you think you can coast through this game and beat Reading? No. Take a moment. When you get your foot on the ball, take a moment, trust your instincts, give the ball, be crisp with your passing, and get your shots on target. That goalkeeper for Reading, it's not like you're trying to beat Alisson in goal or anything like that. Chances are, if you get a decent amount of pace behind that ball, it's probably going to go in. So again, just be clinical and be crisp with your passes. Don't be sloppy. That's it. I've actually liked the link-up play between Wan-Bissaka and Anthony on the right-hand side when they've been doing it. I think that looks pretty good. But again, it's just general play from United, just being sloppy. That's it. Dubs Music says, Owen, we are not playing comfortably, so how are we winning comfortably? Because football is a crazy thing, can be a game of two halves. That's why we have half time. Because whilst I wouldn't say United have looked uncomfortable in that half at all. I think United have dominated the game. United have had chances. We could have easily been at least 2 or 3-0 up if we'd have been clinical or found the right pass. So the difference is, if we're clinical and we find the right pass, we win that game 2 or 3-0, I think. Because Reading are clearly the mid-table championship side, and they're just not all that, So I still think United can win that game comfortably. It's just a case of, again, being clinical and letting the quality show, which we haven't. But Chris says performances lately looking like leggy players, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe it is tiredness, and I think you might be right. I think we said before the game, a lack of rotation, players looking tired. I think Christian Eriksen's looked like he's tired. Maybe the thing is with like Bruno Fernandes, I don't even know if it's necessarily tiredness. He just has this kind of game in him where for 45 minutes, 60 minutes, he can just be really sloppy. It might be fatigue for him. He plays a lot of games, and his record for playing games is, I think he's missed since, I saw a stat the other day and I want to get it right. It's something like he's barely missed any games. I'm missing the numbers, but he very rarely misses games. Maybe it is tiredness. But I think if Man United just get half more of their shots on target, again, we win the game comfortably. But at the same time, be more clinical. Johnny Q says 14 games. I think it was something like that, wasn't it? It was like 14 games since 2016 or something. It's crazy. His availability record. And what I will say with Bruno is, as sloppy as he's been in terms of giving the ball away or not getting his shots on target in that first half, for a fact he can come out on this in this second half and get two goals. Easy, and we go, I'll tell you what, Bruno was brilliant in that half, because that's just sometimes what he's like. So when it comes to Ten Hag, I would probably expect him to give it 15, 20 minutes before he makes changes. And again, depending on if we get the goal, those changes might be different. It's one thing to make changes just to rotate and save legs. It's another to try and get a win if it's still 0-0. Lucky Singh says Garnacho Palestri in 55 minutes or 60. Vegeta says Wambi Anthony combo is beautiful today. Again, I've liked their link up. I have liked their link up play. on the right-hand side when they've done it. So as I said, it just I'm remiss to be completely going crazy because I don't think it's worth going crazy at half-time here. I think we should be winning. I think that in terms of, we've created chances to score goals and we haven't taken them. But as of right now, I'm not particularly worried. I think, again, I still do think United win this game. It's just, I think Ten Hag will look towards that first half and just say, man, that was poor. That was poor. But again, I don't want to be too negative because I still think United come out in the second half and get a couple of goals at the same time. So there you go. But people have differing opinions here. And Singh says, "Why are we so damn negative all the time? Are we fans or not?" I think you can be honest. I think you can be honest with that first half performance. And like I agree with you that some people will be like, it was like, I remember when we played Wolves away and it was 0-0 at half time, and the reaction was, you would have thought it's the worst performance you've ever seen in your life. It's terrible, rah, 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 we're terrible. You go, whoa, calm down. Like, we created chances, we'll create more, we'll win that game, and we did. And it's kind of the same in this game, to be honest. Like, was it the best half of football? No. Should we be winning? Or should we have taken our chances? Yes. But I saw enough in that first half to know that we'll make chances and I think we'll win the game. And it's not the result at half-time that matters. It's the result at full-time that really matters. So I agree with you in that sense. I think sometimes there's a massive overreaction sometimes at half-time. I think you can be fair in your criticism. You can say, like, oh, Bruno was sloppy, or, stuff like that. But at the same time, you can also say that I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Edwell T says that was a good half. It's hard breaking down a team which is playing with 9 defenders. See, that's where I slightly disagree, because I don't think it was hard for United to break down Reading, because they did very, very, very easily in that half. We broke down Reading fine. We just didn't take chances. It would be if we came out in. If we'd have gone into half-time and it's like United had 2 shots or something like that, then I would go, well, that is not good. We're struggling to break them down. But we had 15 shots, 2 on target. So I thought we broke them down really easily. Again, that's why I'm confident that we will break them down again in the second half. It's just about taking the chances. Who's Petkoff says, negativity, reality. Well, again with that, I slightly disagree. I think that you can, there's a fine line between it, isn't there? That you can absolutely say Bruno was wasteful in that half. Anthony maybe can do a bit more, but again, I think he did okay. It's just when people really jump the gun, whereby they're like, these players are a disgrace because it's 0-0 against Reading at half time, and it's like, well, again, it was the result at the end that truly matters. But the players coming out on the pitch for the second half. And let's face it, if United are like 10% more clinical in this half, we win it like 2-0. That's it. Because it's not as if Reading have defended well, because they really haven't. They haven't at all. Zayn Miasi's here with his mum's credit card. Bang, right on the table. Says, struggling against a pub team, and our B team gave a good fight against your neighbours. League is ours. You can have the FA Cup, as we have too many of those. But the thing is, Zayn, I remember when you played, was it Oxford in the last round? What was the score at half time, Zayn? Oh, maybe check it out. It's almost like games aren't actually decided at half time, Zayn. Very strange. Very strange one, that, Zayn. I'll tell you what, Arsenal fans, it's funny, isn't it? Because Arsenal fans, suddenly, they beat us last weekend, deservedly so, very, very loud. But and we go, well, we don't have Casemiro. They go, you're using that as an excuse, how dare you? But you go, how about when we beat you earlier on the season? They go, we had Lokonga in midfield, we didn't have Partey. Sounds very excuse-ish, that one. And Liverpool fans, as well, where are they? They've been very loud for like 4 or 5 years. I ain't heard a peep from them this season. Second half's underway. United, again, need to be more clinical. Robert says, will it go to penalties? No, it will go to a replay. Which, that's the last thing United need. At least with United fans, we're loud whether we're good or bad. We're just allowed either way. We don't disappear. Arsenal fans, the chest that they're coming out with at the moment. It's like, okay, I think Arsenal are going to win the league. I do. Good, well done. Congratulations. Arteta's done a great job, fantastic job. But my goodness, ball over the top towards Rashford. Oh, it's close. But yeah, you bring up earlier on the season. Who's the team to beat you this season? It's us. And the myriad of excuses. Well, VAR. And we actually dominated that game, even though United beat them 3-1 and we had more chances. But we dominated that one, and we didn't have Partey. We had Lokonga in midfield. And you go, well, what about us at the Emirates? We didn't have Casemiro. That's making excuses. How dare you make excuses? We didn't make excuses when we lost you at Old Trafford. Even though actually they won't say that they lost to us at Old Trafford. They'll just pretend it didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. Naz with the super chat here says 2 weeks ago, Salah's equaliser versus Wolves was not given offside after defender blocks it. Similar to Weghorst, but they called offside. Inconsistent. I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. I love that one as well. That's an odd Mancunian accent. Do you know? This might surprise you, Nathan. But there are people. Get this. I hope you're sitting down. There are people that support Manchester United that aren't from Manchester. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Takes a shot, skies it over the bar. Crazy, I know. Biggest football club in the world, and fans aren't only from Manchester. It's incredible. It's incredible. I'm as shocked as you are. I thought it was only exclusive to being in Manchester. Very, very strange. Very strange. And that's what I was saying earlier on. You got fans in other countries. You got people where they're watching this now. It's 4 a.m. That's dedication. If it was 4 a.m. where in the UK, would you be watching United or would you be watching your team? A lot of people wouldn't. It's very strange. Steffi Jenks says, why do you sound this way with your family coming from the north, Owen? My family come from the north and the south. That's why. The both. Family all across the UK. Reading players down. I think he got just a slight knock from the elbow on Hoylett's face, I think maybe. Wasn't that much contact. Troy Superstar says, question Ten Hag's wisdom of playing a strong team. Does he not know the word rotation? This will cost us. Poor management, Ahmad not recalled, 10 games in 30. I heard that Ahmad played well today for Sunderland against Fulham. But nearly 49 minutes gone, still 0-0. Hoylett's still down for a while. I didn't even think there was much contact with his face. But he's got the medical team surrounding him. Ten Hag's shaking his head, doesn't look happy. Well, maybe to his point, like, get him off the pitch then. Like, Ten Hag's, he's staring right at it, and he's basically saying, like, maybe he's got a bloody nose. Oh, Sam Matterface on commentary. He's got a bloody nose. Again, I didn't think there was that much contact. My goodness. Apologies. Jerome Wong says it's 5 a.m. in Singapore now. See, that's what I mean. Dedication. Whenever I try and stay up late to watch, like, wrestling, I struggle massively. I've got to do it tonight. I'm going to be having, like, 10 cups of coffee. But it's going to be a Reading free kick. Troy says, Owen, why is he not rotating? Players will be knackered. And M. Sati says, Vout makes great runs. Criminal how they... I think you might have missed a word. How they don't find him, maybe? I'm not sure. Free kick for Redden, though. Aiming towards Andy Carroll. Headed, flickered on. Ooh. Andy Carroll again. Shoots. Oh, it's blocked. I tell you what. He got a heck of a contact on it. Ball into the box. Headed away by Lindelof. Christian Eriksen clears. And to be honest, that's good pressure, that. I think it was from Anthony. Keeper clears it. 5 minutes into the second half. Still, United haven't really woken up so far, I would say. But then, to be fair, a lot of time went for that treatment. Ball attempted over the top towards Christian Eriksen. And the concern you would have is just the more the game goes on, the more Redden start to believe. That's good feet by Junior Hoylett. With a load of tissue up his nose. And he went past Bruno Fernandes. Amsati says, ignore him. Gotcha. He does make good runs. About Weghorst. Throw into Redden. And make no mistake as well, as the game goes on, the time wasting will properly begin. Peacekeeper Mo says, wrestling is not a real sport, Owen. It's all acting. It's still real to me, damn it! Oh, I'm going to be like that guy in the crowd. You mean to tell me it's not real? Well, I'm not sure I can carry on. You've now ruined my life, Peacekeeper Mo. I thought what I was watching is real. I really did think you could win a match with an RKO. I thought that. You know, I did think to myself, why don't I see the RKO in the octagon that often? Or sweet chin music. He do see kicks to the head, actually. Or a Hulk Hogan leg drop, which before he goes like this. Shall I do it? With the 1, 2, 3, when he used to do that all the time, you just go, just do it, man. Wan-Bissaka. Oh, played it into the back of Anthony's heel. Here's Casemiro. Ball over the top. Headed to the edge of the box. Here's Eriksen. Just gets kind of bullied off the ball. You would maybe say Eriksen would be the sub to make because he just looks tired. Look at Maguire wrestling. Look at him. He wouldn't be out of place in the Rumble himself. Just wrestling for no reason. No reason at all. Oh, that was nasty by Andy Carroll. Book him, referee. Number 2 on his back. Because he is a number 2. Which is a slang for shit. Look at it. That's a shocking tackle. How's that not booking? He didn't book him. It's like scissored his leg. Oh. Steffi Jenkins says, Owen, did you wrestle with your siblings? I did. Yes. I think everyone does. That's got siblings. Maybe not everyone, actually. That's probably too much to say. But I did, yes. And my siblings were bigger than me, so when I was younger, anyway. So I lost quite a lot. Eriksen switches it out to Anthony on the right-hand side. Good reverse ball. Casemiro's for a goal. Casemiro! 1-0. That's why I'm saying don't panic. I said we would score. We've scored. Casemiro from Anthony as well. Great reverse pass. Casemiro lifts it up over the goalkeeper. 1-0. This is what I'm saying at half-time. Like the negativity, no. We can say they weren't playing well, but a little bit of quality, a little bit of being clinical. 1-0. Don't need to worry. We'll create chances. Anthony, fantastic pass. World-class pass. And a great finish from Casemiro as well. Brilliant goal, 1-0. That's all it is. This is why when we get to half-time and it's 0-0, we can't be like, terrible. Good, brilliant pass. Through on goal, brilliant finish. Casemiro, that's brilliant. Brilliant goal. Brilliant pass, brilliant finish, brilliant goal. 1-0 Manchester United. And there we go. Excellent. And now let's hope for the floodgates to open. That's what we were saying. You know, making chances. Make sure you're clinical. Goal. Fantastic. Casemiro, whoa. Casemiro, goal. Eric celebrates. Look at Casemiro pointing to Anthony as well, because it's a good pass from Anthony. Brilliant reverse pass. Well done. Brazilian connection. Samba. Just a steady Eddie. That's what they say, right? Just a steady Eddie, as Starlord says. Just a steady Eddie. I think not, Graham. 1-0. 10 minutes into the second half. 1-0 Manchester United. What were we worrying about? This is what I'm saying. As Ethion says there. Zayn disappearing. You know. Apparently, we're the only side ever to be 0-0 at half-time. According to some of the reactions at half-time. And I was saying at half-time, in the first half, like, it's not as if we created nothing in the first half. We did create chances. You just take them. A bit of composure. Who's the most composed man on the pitch when you need a time of composure? Casemiro. That's it. You know, brilliant finish. Now let's hope that the floodgates can open a bit. They're saying Christian Eriksen might be coming off in the next few minutes. Good, because he looks exhausted. Even he's looking towards the bench, he knows. I think it's Fred coming on. Good substitution. Fred coming on for Christian Eriksen. He needs a rest. I'd even say that when we play Forest on Wednesday, I wouldn't play Eriksen. There's no need. The guy just looks exhausted. The guy needs time off. But 1-0 Manchester United. And let's put this one to bed now. Casemiro, brilliant. He's just something else, isn't he? He just oozes class. Oozes composure. Malacia, oh, bounced off. That's got to be a handball. He's basically picked up the ball, man. Daniel Morrison says Rhea for the women, Sammy for the men's. Interesting. And Bruno Fernandes is going to stand over this free kick. Goal from Steady Eddie Casemiro, eh? 60 likes away from 500, so if you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well, bottom right-hand corner. Bruno Fernandes, ball in. Headed away by Andy Carroll's brilliant header. Great touch by Anthony. Ball out wide to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno once more. Fred. Casemiro tries a shot. It's deflected. It's in! Oh, 2-0. Casemiro. Whoa. Casemiro goal. Casemiro. Whoa. Yes. 2-0. Casemiro. I said we needed composure. I said we needed just a little bit of calmness. He's the most composed man in Manchester right now. He oozes class. He oozes charisma. He's Casemiro. You talked about not paying enough for Ante. We underpaid for Casemiro. Look at him. 2 goals in a couple of minutes. 2-0 for Manchester United. Gets a bit of deflection. It doesn't matter. It's a different Brazilian connection. It's Fred to Casemiro this time. 2-0. 2-0. Little deflection. Brilliant. Don't matter. This is what I was saying at half-time, guys. This is what I was saying. Don't panic. We were making chances. This Reading side is not all that. They're mid-table in the Championship. Their keeper's not that great. Their defence isn't that great. 2-0. David De Gea, good sweeping. That's what you want. It's not Old Trafford. It's not Manchester. It's Rio de Janeiro. With all of the Samba connections on that pitch. Oh, my. Just steady Eddie. Just steady Eddie. It's a shame. It's a shame, Casemiro. He's just steady, isn't he? That's all he does. He's just steady. He just scores 2 goals in a couple of minutes. You know? Casemiro. There goes my Casemiro. Yeah? When a Casemiro comes along, I'm going to keep going with it. A Casemiro will save us. The Spider-Man theme. That's what I was thinking of. Spider-Man. First Spider-Man. Doesn't really work. Don't really work. Come on. Malacia. Lindelof. And Casemiro on a hat-trick. If we get a penalty or any free kick, Casemiro's taking it. There's Marcus Rashford. Fred. Ball in. Oh, it's a good ball as well by Fred. Flashed across goal. Nobody there. It's Anthony. It's in the box. Oh, Wan-Bissaka. Malacia. Oh. Anthony did so much skills that he just fell over. That's why my head went in my hands. He was flicking his feet like that, and he just fell over. But they worked into the box anyway. Casemiro, yeah. Reading were like, Casemiro, oh no. We were like, Casemiro, whoa. And when his contract's up, we'll be like, Casemiro, don't go. What was he like at Christmas? I'll tell you, Casemiro, ho, ho, ho. I'm struggling with it. When's match day reloaded, Owen? Casemiro tomorrow, 9 a.m. here on United View. Come on. Come on. Come on. Lindelof. Here is Casemiro. Look at him. Little flick. Back heel by Casemiro. Anthony. That's it. Take him on the outside. Here's Anthony again. Good reverse pass to Casemiro. Nearly again. Wan-Bissaka. Here's Fred. Bruno Fernandes. Oh. Look at that. Good tackle, Harry Maguire and Andy Carroll. Serves him right for what he did to Eriksen. There's a kick by Casemiro as well. Casemiro, have a go. Steffi Jenks says, hey Owen, when's your next Ask Me Anything stream on UV? The past ones always clash with my meetings and classes. Very soon. We did talk about this the other day in one of our UV meetings that we were going to be doing one soon. So stay tuned for that. What I want to do for it in the future is I'm going to do a members only community post first. So if you can't make the live stream, you can get your questions in anyway. Because they're quite fun, because you don't really talk about football, you just talk about anything. So, yes, soon to answer your question. They will be coming soon, and they'll be members exclusives, as always, because that's part of being in the members club. You get your exclusive content, plus your emojis and your badges and all that fun stuff. Rashford, he might have been offside anyway. It was a ball over the top. Doesn't matter, though, because Reading cut it out. Kicks the ball up the pitch. Jesse says, Owen, what did the Rowan team say to Casemiro? I would think it was Casemiro row. I think it would probably be something like that. Was I correct? It might have been something like that. Paris says, Owen, when are you and KG going to do another sketch? Soon, I think. We do have an idea for one. That actually the premise of it would mean that it would have to be done in the next few days. Thinking about it. I might have to go on to KG about that. We have an idea for one. We've had an idea for one for a while. But I can't tell you what it is, of course. Is Bruno Fernandes. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Casemiro. Oh, send him off. He's on a booking, Andy Carroll. That was nasty. Good. Red card. Good. You can't shake your head, mate. It's a yellow card for the tackle you did on Casemiro. You should have been booked for the Christian Eriksen tackle anyway. That was a disgrace. Deserved. Absolutely deserved. You've got to get the red cards in the chat. Because that's what he deserves. You can't keep doing that. That is the biggest yellow card. Look, it's a yellow card. He dives in. It's a yellow card all day. I can hear Lee Dixon being like, I'm not sure. Yellow card. And he should have been booked for the Christian Eriksen one anyway, and he didn't. He got booked for something afterwards. He's basically just flown into tackles for the last 5-10 minutes. Get him off the pitch, man. Number 2 on your back, number 2 in the toilet, because you're shit. Disgrace. Get out of here. Casemiro, no. Don't do that to our goal scorer, our Champions League winner. Go on, Rashi. Oh, look at him. Fabulous footwork from Rashford. Edge of the box. Casemiro out to Anthony. Anthony's going to take a shot. Casemiro. Go on, Wan-Bissaka. Oh, it's going to be a corner. They want an offside. I don't think it's given. Now they're down to 10 minutes, 2-0. Let's get goals now. Oh, Fred! 3-0! 3-0! I didn't even see it. 3-0. This is what I was saying. Why were we panicking? Why are people getting angry at half-time? I said I think we'd win comfortably. What's this? 3 goals. Another Brazilian bit of magic. Fred, 3-0. Pasta, it's in session. Come on. 3-0. Santos, Manchester United. That's what we are. Look at it. Is he offside? He might be offside. I might have over-celebrated for an offside goal. Oh, no, I think he's on. Don't you dare, VAR. We've had a contentious relationship today. Oh, come on, VAR. It's going to count. 3-0. Where's the negativity now? This is what I'm saying at half-time. It doesn't matter what the score is after 45 minutes. What matters is the score after 90. And we made enough chances in the first half that we would have scored goals. And that's what we've done in the second half. Let's all just calm down a little bit. Let's just... That's what we need. Lucas is right. Bring on Boy Kev. I think even he would get a goal. Substitutions. Rashford's off. Bruno Fernandes is coming off. Facundo's on. Come on. As well as Alejandro Garnacho. 3-0. As Tebsa says, why were people panicking? I don't know. Because I guess, again, I think sometimes, for whatever reason, people want it to be 4-0 at halftime in every game. And if it's not, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. So first half, we had 16 shots and only 2 on target. We were creating. We just needed to be more clinical. It's fine. James Clough with a super chat says, Scouse be sent off. Brazilian Connection show. Up the United View. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you, James. Happy Saturday to you. And appreciate the contribution. Eric Ten Hag smiling, slapping Bruno on the back of the head, going, you're missing chances, you bloody so-and-so. Get back in there. Get on the bench. Come on. Here is Facundo Palestri, who isn't going anywhere, by the way. Ten Hag did say in his press conference, didn't he? Look, he brought him on for a reason. And as I said, let's put red into the sword here. You know? They're down to 10 men, 3 goals in a short space of time. Malacia, good ball. Here's Garnacho. Turns him inside out. Garnacho's good saves. They're going to go in. Weghorst. Oh, how did it not go in? It's Fred again. Fred. Oh, I skied it. Oh, unlucky. I thought it got in. That was a good save from the Reading goalkeeper. Look at him. He might be offside. Just turns him inside out. It's a good save from the goalkeeper. Facundo did well. He dived in for it. It was a good block by the Reading defender. He would have been offside anyway, I think. I tell you what, the thing is with Garnacho is people can say, oh, you overhype young players, this, that, and the other. Garnacho is the real deal. Make no mistake about it. Garnacho is the real deal. He is something else. I want a hat-trick for Casemiro. Let's get a penalty. Big game Miro. Give him the ball. It's a good tackle by, because that's not a foul. That wasn't a foul, ref. He got the ball. Casemiro, no. Reading with a free kick. We are 32 likes away from 500. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well. Bottom right-hand corner. Match day reloaded tomorrow, 9 a.m. But more immediately after the game, of course, all of the reaction outside of Old Trafford from Flex, Marcel, Mina, and others. Ball into the box. Headed away by Maguire. Goes to Jeff Hendrick. Flick on, edge of the box. Here come Reading. They're going to get the ball in the box. Don't think so. Good defending by Terrell Malacia. Don't let him go past. Don't let him go past. It's our ball. No, it's a corner. James Clough says, call KG and ask him if in a title race. Well, I don't even know what his answer is to that anymore, honestly. I don't know. I think he has done some reactions since the Arsenal one. Ball in. Ah! That's poor. That's really poor. Whose man is that? I don't even know whose man it is because he's never been marked the whole time he's in the box. Who is that? It's a free header. They've got 10 men. How can he have a free header in the box? Unbelievable. Shocking. Defending. More substitutions. Off comes Weghorst and Anthony Elanga's on. Well, that's put a bit of a dampener on things. Off comes Casemiro. No hat-trick for Big Game Miro. That was awful. I mean, really awful defending. I mean, you know, it's 3-1, so at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world, but my goodness me. Talk about really sloppy setup from a set piece. My goodness. Wow. But Kobbie Mainoo's on for Casemiro. But it's 3-1. Here's Fred. Malacia. I mean, that's why it's important. That's why it's important, you know, that you get all of those goals. Because even with 10 men, people can score from set pieces. But, that was, really bad defending from United. Awful. And I didn't see whose man it was. You can let me know in the chat. I wasn't sure if it was Maguire because I saw Maguire wrestling with someone else. He was just free. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was Maguire's man. I don't think it was because I saw Maguire wrestling with someone. Here's Garnacho. Some of you saying it was Anthony's. It was Anthony's man. Yeah. Really poor. Free kick to Reading. 3-1. About 16 minutes remaining. Yeah, they're all saying it's Anthony's man. Like I say, I didn't think it was Maguire's. I saw him with his guy. Really poor. Oh, won't it? They're changing goalkeepers for Reading. What's going on here? What's happened? Well, they're changing goalkeepers. Why? Very strange. And a couple more changes. On comes Shane Long. Again, Reading's team really is like a Premier League team from a decade ago. Look at them. Jeff Hendrick, Shane Long, Andy Carroll, Tom Ince, Junior Hoylett. It's crazy. Well, free kick to Reading. The new goalkeeper's going to take it. Hit up towards the Reading player. Offside. Man United free kick. You would probably think now, given that if the game's had all of these substitutions, that it'll probably just fizzle out now, because it'll lose any rhythm that you really had. Here's Kobbie Mainoo. Malacia to Lindelof. Lots of people saying Shane Long. I know. He hasn't aged at all as well, by the way. He looks exactly the same. Here's Maguire. Kobbie Mainoo once again. Lindelof. Out to Harry Maguire. Anthony. Puts it out to Facundo Palestri. Olivia says, or is it Olivia or is it Oliver? Olivia says he can't recover from the Fred goal. Possibly. Yeah, it can do that to a man. You know, it can do that to anyone. You know, when Pastor Fred scores, you know, devastating. Can't get over it. Here is Fred. Bit of Saturday service. To Malacia. Garnacho. Bit of a sloppy touch. And here come Reading on the counter-attack. Here's Tom Ince. Oh, it's gone through the legs of Kobbie Mainoo. It'll be a foul. It'll be a foul. Oh, he's giving him a booking. Come on, ref. Ain't that bad. Yeah, he did him. Went through the legs. It was a booking, actually. Cynical. I apologise. Cynical from Malacia. Leads to a booking. 3-1, nearly in the 78th minute. Another free kick for Reading. I tell you what, if they got another goal, in with 10 men, you go, don't. The FA Cup can do strange things. They've gone short this time. Ball into the box. Headed away by Wan-Bissaka. Palestri. Here's Garnacho. And that's a throw into Manchester United. Ian Blair says, feel the fourth goal, UV crew. Here we go. Ian's clairvoyant. Oh, that was nasty. Left a bit on him. On Fred. Free kick. Now, why is that not a booking? Malacia. Fred. Is Kobbie Mainoo. But United are just going to be doing a bit of this for the next sort of 12 minutes or so. Just sort of pass the ball around a little bit. See if they can create a couple of chances. Here's Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo once again to Fred. Harry Maguire. Kobbie Mainoo once more. Gives it to Anthony. Out to Wan-Bissaka. Good touch. Past the defender. Good ball in. Oh, it's good save by the goalkeeper. Really well held. I tell you what, Wan-Bissaka, when he's moving forward, he does look sharp, doesn't he? Just that initial... I tell you what. Is he onside? Is he off? Here's Redden on the attack. Oh, he's gone past Fred like he's not there. He's cut it back. Get out to him, Harry. Get out. Harry Maguire's... Oh, I think they just get away with it in the end. I tell you what. Reading were through. Oh. Facundo's been pushed off the ball. Oh. Now counter-attack. Go and finish this game. Go on, Anthony Elanga. Go up the pitch. Here comes Elanga. Give it to Garnacho. Give it to Garnacho. Take him on. Garnacho, edge of the box, takes the shot. Oh, that's a good save from the keeper. Look at Paul Ince. He's not happy because I think he knows that was half a chance for Reading there. Oh. Man. Headed away by Lindelof for a throw-in. Right, said Ralph. Said, hope Eriksson isn't out too long. Was he injured? I don't even know if it was an injury. I saw it was... Paul Ince is going crazy at a player. I tell you what, they're in behind again, Reading. Whoa, be careful, Lindelof. What are you doing? Oh, it's a foul. Reading meant to have 10 men. How are they getting in behind? Like, what's going on? Look at Paul Ince. He's furious. Because Reading had an opportunity there. They went behind. My goodness. United just need to keep their eye on the ball. Yeah, we've made a lot of changes, but they've still got 10 men. Let's just settle. Fred. Kobbie Mainoo. Here's Anthony travelling with the ball once more. Puts out to, is that Garnacho? Oh, it's Palestri on the right-hand side. Palestri. That's a goal kick. James Clough with the super chat says, in fairness, Harry Maguire would probably be a half decent signing for Reading. Oh, James, you little tear, you. As I mentioned, Facundo not going anywhere in January. Chris, one of our members, says, I have high hopes for Mainoo. I think the club does as well. I think Ten Hag does. What's interesting is Reading have brought this new keeper on. I think he's much better than the other keeper they were playing. Garnacho, run at him. Take him on. He's in the box. Garnacho lays it off. Oh. Now it's to Kobbie Mainoo. Fred. Wan-Bissaka. Anthony cuts inside. Fred. Mainoo. Out to Facundo once again. Is he going to be direct? Anthony's going to take a shot. Anthony. Oh. Anthony. Ten Hag a bit of a frown because I think he realises that actually, you know what? This game in the last sort of 5-10 minutes is just drifted a bit. I mean, since Reading got the goal, and then they could have had one then, and he's just a bit like, well, we've taken our foot off the gas, maybe a little bit too much. I mean, it's okay to take your foot off the gas when you're 3-0 up and they're down to 10 men, but don't take it off completely, you know. That's be crazy. Here comes Ince once again, down the right-hand side. Be careful, Malacio, you're on a booking. King Yar says, Ince with a crazy tactic told Carroll to get a red card and change the goalie. And you know what? It worked. They've actually played better since then. About 6 and a bit minutes to go, plus stoppage time. United 3, Reading 1. Maguire heads it away. Headed back in. Malacia. And that'll be a throw in for Reading. And United just need to remain professional here. See the game out. Nothing silly. And just be, I mean, we talked about composure. That's kind of been the key word, hasn't it? Just lost a bit of composure. You can see who's the glue, can't you? You can see, take Casemiro off. Take Eriksson off. Take Bruno Fernandes off. You obviously you lose the quality, but you just lose the leadership and the experience, and you know you lose that composure, that calmness. You take Rashford off. You know you lose a little bit of it, don't you? And this is why it's important, I think, too. I've said this quite a lot, haven't we, recently? That's gone off for a corner, I think. I swear that went off. Okay. Well, you know when people just say, I'll just play all the kids. It's not sometimes always the best move. Fred. Malacia. Travel with it. Travel. Keep going. Alejandro Garnacho down the left-hand side. Looking to take on the fullback. Malacia on the overlap. It wasn't the best run or best ball either. Malacia Still has the ball, though. Does well. Does very well. Malacia. Fred. Kobbie Mainoo. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Out to Anthony. I tried to take him on, couldn't go past him. Oh, well done, Wan-Bissaka. He's had a good game, Wan-Bissaka. Really impressive again. I really, for a player that suffered from the condition known as Bruck foot, his touch has been really good for the last few games. Anthony just tried to force through for Kunde Palestri. Just maybe tried one pass too many there. Yeah, I'm not sure Anthony needed to try and do that sort of tight pass to Palestri. Take a shot on the edge. But man of the match, you'd be looking at, the likes of Casemiro, Wan-Bissaka. I think has had a really good game as well. They'd probably be between those two. Obviously, Casemiro, because he gets to the goals and he just oozes class. He's just... Steady Eddie is such a disgraceful thing to say about him, really, isn't it? Garnacho, Anthony. Oh, why did you take it first time? Garnacho puts the ball into the box. It's there for Anthony. He's basically on the penalty spot. And he tries to take it first time and he falls over. He gets the ball stuck under his feet. Oh. Take a touch. You could have taken a touch, mate. He's done all right, though, today, Anthony, as well. Gets a really good pass for Casemiro's first goal. Even in the first half, again, I was happy with his creation. Wasn't necessarily happy with the final pass, but that was the same for a lot of players. But I think Anthony's done well today. Kobbie Mainoo. Terrell Malacia. Garnacho. Takes him on, skips past him. That'll be a corner ball. Corner for United. I think Anthony's going to take it. Anthony to take. Ball into the box. It was a poor ball. They poor. Throw in for United. Malassia's going to take it. Throws it to Kobbie Mainoo, who looks to be playing a sort of defensive midfield role, doesn't he? Sort of a deeper six. Baron Corbin style. Deep six. Here's Fred. Right Said Ralph says, Owen, I like your radio commentary. Better than any other YouTube channel for watch along. Well, I appreciate that, Ralph. Oh, well, you're not actually Ralph. I appreciate that. Right Said Ralph, the account. Imagine it was. Imagine it was old Ralph Ranick. But I appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much. I enjoy doing these solo watch-alongs whenever they happen on the rare occasion. Here is Anthony. It's a bit of a heavy pass, but Wan-Bissaka gets to it. Anthony cuts back inside onto his left foot. Good reverse pass. Palestri. Touch. Can he go past the player? Comes off the red defender for a corner. And we're about, a couple of minutes away from, 60 seconds away from the 90th minute. How much stoppage time, I don't think has been announced just yet. Actually, a really entertaining second half. All the goals came in the second half. A red card as well. United got a bit more clinical, got the goals that they needed. Here's Anthony. Oh, he's had a couple of shots from about 20, 25 yards out today, Anthony. None of them have really paid off. That one was blocked. Out for another corner. And I think Anthony's been given manager of the match. Imagine. Man of the match by Lee Dixon on commentary. Fred with the corner in. Just cleared from the near post. Anthony been given man of the match. I think Anthony's played well today. Really good assist for the first goal. To say he was man of the match, probably a stretch again. I'd have given it to Casemiro or Wan-Bissaka. I think Anthony's a bit too much. You'd probably say Casemiro. But it's going to be 4 minutes of added time. Again, I'm not to say that I think Anthony's played bad, because I don't think so. I think he's played quite well. Again, I liked his assist. Even the first half, I thought he made decent runs. But man of the match, I'd say there were better players on the pitch. Casemiro, I thought Casemiro's world class. And he showed it today. At a time which United, we were screaming for composure and we were screaming for calmness. You've got the calmest man on the pitch in Casemiro. That's really what, broke the deadlock for us today. And I think Wan-Bissaka would have been right up there as well. I really liked, and maybe that goes hand in hand with Anthony too. I think some of their connections on the right-hand side have been pretty good in this game. I say that. Wan-Bissaka gets caught out on the ball there. Here come Redden again. Shane Long. Harry Maguire will snap that out. Does. Alanga. Is there another goal left in this one? Garnacho. He might be through here. Garnacho. Is he through on goal? Garnacho. He couldn't. It was on his left foot and he wanted to get it back onto his right foot to take the shot, and he just couldn't get it back onto his right foot quick enough. And the defender comes and nicks it off him. He was through though. That's going to be a foul by Fred on the Reading player. I think that was Tom Ince again. Just the announcement's gone out in the stadium that Anthony's man of the match. Big matches ahead for Manchester United though, of course. Got Crystal Palace, got Leeds twice, got Leeds back-to-back. Barcelona, of course, on the horizon. It was reported earlier today that Ousmane Dembele might miss the first leg against Manchester United. Shock. Dembele injured, while I never. Palestri. Malacia once again. Kobbie Mainoo. Here come Reading just again on the counter-attack. Ball over the top. Lindelof should deal with it. He's just pulled up a little bit there. Didn't get given anything. Is Malacia. Here's Palestri once again down the right-hand side. Gives it to Anthony. Anthony, what's a decent cross? Oof. Headed up in the air by the Reading player. Keeper's going to claim it. James Clough says, no, it was reported Dembele is missing a leg. Oh, gotcha. That would explain the absence. It would. I don't know if he'll recover in time for the second leg. Or if he'll get a second leg. I don't know. Ian Blair says more like Brazil was man of the match. I think you might be right. Yes. Brazil certainly was man of the match in that one. With Casemiro, Anthony, Fred. But Manchester United look to be going through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Nearly into the final of the Carabao Cup. Where are we? 3rd in the league? 4th in the league? Wherever we are. Progress is progressing under Erik ten Hag. And there we go. That is full time. Manchester United 3, Reading 1. Paul Ince talking to Erik ten Hag. Paul Ince saying some nice things. You can see Erik ten Hag saying thank you to the former Manchester United player. Very complimentary, of course, Paul Ince has been about Erik in all of his build-up to the game. But Manchester United are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup after a not less than convincing first half, and maybe a bit of a frustrating first half, not because we couldn't break Reading down, but more so because we weren't being clinical enough, we weren't being composed enough in front to goal. What we needed was a bit of composure, a bit of class. And when you need class, who do you get? You get Casemiro himself. Casemiro, Champions League winner, league winner. He's won it all. He's done it all, and that's why he's in fitting for Manchester United. Easy stuff in the second half. Maybe a little bit sloppy as the second half went on, after we went 3-0 up with some quick goals, and after Andy Carroll got sent off. We conceded a sloppy goal from a set piece, but United largely dominated that game, and that game's what it is. And that's why, look, at halftime, as I was saying, there was a bit of negativity. There was a little bit of, what's going on with Manchester United? Oh, it's a poor first half. This player's not this player's that. They're not good enough, this, that, and the other. And you say to yourself again, calm down. Just settle. Games aren't decided at halftime. They're decided at full time. And that's what happened. I looked at the first half performance and said, look, yeah, we weren't clinical enough, but at the same time, we made chances. It's not as if Reading completely stifled us. The only people that stifled Manchester United was ourselves, with not putting the ball in the back of the net and being a bit sloppy. You come out in the second half, you keep making chances, you score goals, you win the game. It was that was it. I mean, if you were to look at the stats, I've got the stats in front of me here. You've got Manchester United, 25 shots in that game. 25 shots in that game, only 6 on target, and that's the real issue there for United, isn't it? It was just a real lack of being clinical this season. You look at United's goal difference in the Premier League. Is our goal difference even on double figures at this point? It might have just got there now, but for a long time it wasn't. Yes, that's because in some big games we conceded quite a lot of goals, but realistically it's because we're not scoring enough goals, and that's because we've not been clinical at times. And second half, once we had composure, once we had some passes that were crisp. Anthony's pass for the first Casemiro goal was brilliant. Second one, Casemiro gets a little bit lucky, deflection, but it was still on target. It's a decent shot. And the third goal as well, Fred gets the goal. Good quick set piece from a corner. That's what United did. That's what United needed. Just a little bit of composure. And again, I would say the same thing to those fans that were not negative, but worried at half time. Is that's happened to us this season. It happened to us against Wolves. We were 0-0 at half-time. We saw the same reaction. These lot are terrible. What are we doing? Ten Hag, what are you doing? Half-time, full-time rather, 3-1. Game over. It was easy. That's what it was. This Reading team weren't great. They were the mid-table championship side. You could tell. Half of their players played in the Premier League a decade ago, and it looked like it. So when United just up the gears, and that's the important thing too, is Man United in the past, and maybe that's where some of the negativity comes from, because in the past, you would go into half-time against a Reading, and the concern would be, United can't go up the gears. What are we going to do? We can't go up the gears. This is as good as we've got. This Man United team can go up the gears. When it's half-time, and it hasn't been amazing, or it's been a bit sloppy, you know that they're capable of more. This team is capable of more, and that's what we saw. I know Anthony got man of the match tonight. I wouldn't go that far in saying he was man of the match, but I thought he did okay. I think Anthony's becoming a really interesting player, isn't he? Because on one hand, you've got a player that some people just really don't like. I mean, you can tell that he can be frustrating. He can be very frustrating to watch because he's not direct, and sometimes he does do the skills and then nothing comes from it, or he tries to do step overs and he slips over. But at the same time, I saw what I saw from Anthony against Forest in the week, whereby he is creating things. Could he do more? Yes. Do we want him to do more? Yes. But for the goal, it's a brilliant reverse pass. And we saw him, again, link up, I think, with Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side very well in that game too. And a couple of times he did cut inside and he looked dangerous. Still a way to go with him, but I do think he's improving more and more. And if he can cut those more frustrating side of things out of him, I think he can be a real quality player. He's always going to have the price tag weighing over him. It's always going to be a problem. But just seeing it back there, the reverse pass with Casemiro, it's a gorgeous goal. It really is a fantastic goal. Brilliant reverse pass, nice little chip finish. Casemiro with the second one. Even he looks a bit surprised. He couldn't believe it. And then Fred, nice little flick by Fred as well. Good. Brazilian magic, that's what it is. Samba, that's what it was. Joga Bonito, Joga Old Trafford-yo. And Harry Maguire's doing the interview with it. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. But look, I mentioned the right-hand side as well. And Wan-Bissaka. My question is, I asked this a couple of games ago. Who is the number one right back at Manchester United right now? Who is? Who's number one right back at Man United right now? Is it still Diogo Dalot, or is it Wan-Bissaka? Because this evening, and again, I know it's Reading, but at the same time, it was only Forest in the week, and he played very well. In the Manchester derby, it was only Manchester City, and he pocketed Phil Foden. You know, and it's interesting. Against Arsenal, though, he doesn't know who's over his shoulder, and we concede that goal at the end, and that's part of his problem. But for a player whose technique has been questioned massively, by yours included here, I'm part of this problem. Questioned his technique. Again, we've seen tonight, his touch is right there. Touch is really right there. And I thought he was excellent. And I thought the right-hand side looked strong. I did. Again, Anthony can be frustrating, but also he played well this evening. Won't go as far as man of the match, but he played well. The right-hand side, they were linking up very well. You know what? I think it's time for a poll in the chat. We've got over 1,100 people watching. Be sure to smash the like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I'll type it in. Who is Man United's number one right back at the moment? AWB or Dalot? Poll's gone in the chat. It's dropped. Poll is in the chat because I think it's very interesting. Good problems to have for Erik ten Hag, and I think it's a credit to Erik ten Hag for getting this out of him, Wan-Bissaka, which I don't think anyone expected. I'm still on the fence whether or not to sell him in the summer because I do think they're better options. But this is, and I want to speak in a general sense here about Manchester United because I said this after the Arsenal game at the weekend that I saw. Again, talking about a bit about negativity. I saw a bit of negativity from certain fans after the Arsenal game, and say, "Oh, we lost, and we dropped points against Palace, and we dropped points against Arsenal." Take a step back and look at things as a whole here. We are 6 months in to the Erik ten Hag tenure at Manchester United. Considering how bad, how awful we were last season. We finished 6th and we didn't deserve to. We were terrible last season. Not only were the performances on the pitch bad, it was a dressing room divided, a club divided. The fans didn't like the players didn't like the fans. It was just a generally negative place to be. In 6 months, we've got to a point where a few weeks ago we were talking about, hey, how high can we go in the league? We're talking about being a striker away. We're talking about players like Marcus Rashford playing the best form of their career. We're talking about players like Wan-Bissaka, who we thought were just dead at the club, rejuvenating their form. We're seemingly in the Carabao Cup final. We know we've got the semi-final leg to play, but we've got 1 foot in the final. We're through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Depends who we get. I understand that. We're looking up in the league as opposed to looking down. That's 6 months in. That's 2 transfer windows in. And right off this transfer window, because we can't get anyone anyway, because we've got no money. So just think for a second what this man is capable of. If we give this man time, and if we back this manager in transfer windows like we did in the summer, we backed Erik ten Hag in the summer. He got money, he got players, the players he wanted. Not every single player, but he got players that he wanted. If he's there for as long as Mikel Arteta is there and gets the transfer windows that Arteta's had and the money that he's had, why can't we be challenging? So I think there's a lot to be positive about when it comes to Manchester United at the moment. I do. And I know, again, you go, it's only Reading. You have to beat who's in front of you. And the biggest compliment I can give to United and Erik ten Hag at the moment is, even at halftime, where it's halftime, you go, that wasn't particularly amazing. I still go, yeah, but we'll turn it around second half. We can go up gears. Of course we can. We've got really good players. And that's faith in the manager. That's faith in the players. That's faith we didn't have before. And I think that Ten Hag and the players are a credit for that. Contribution, just here from Shunak. Appreciate the contribution. M. Sati says, what only tiny thing about Wan-Bissaka is his aerial defending. I think my main thing about Wan-Bissaka is more just his positioning. It's still a little bit, his not knowing who's over his shoulder. That's still an issue that's there at the moment. Dubs Music says, Owen was comfortable, but those 2 centre-backs are not levels. Oh, no, that wasn't our strongest side either as well. Make no mistake, that's not our strongest 11 that played this evening. It was a strong United 11, but that's not our strongest. I mean, arguably, our entire best back 4 isn't playing this evening. Again, I think it's a strong debate with Dalot and Wan-Bissaka at the moment, but let's say Dalot's the number 1 right back. He wasn't playing this evening. Lissandro Martinez and Varane were on the bench, and Terrell Malacia, whilst he's playing well this season, he's the backup to Luke Shaw. So it wasn't even our strongest back 4. Every single position it wasn't. So I'm not saying that that was United's strongest side, because it wasn't. And again, I think that's a positive thing too. Let's have a look at the poll in the chat. Over 360 votes, and it's close. And I think it represents what is a really interesting discussion point right now, which is who is Man United's number one right back at the moment, Wan-Bissaka or Dalot. Aaron Wan-Bissaka on 45%, Diogo Dalot on 55%. And I think that's a testament to Erik ten Hag. I think it's a testament to Aaron Wan-Bissaka that he's been able just to put himself in that conversation. I mean, let's be honest, before the World Cup, we wouldn't even do that poll. Why would we do that poll before the World Cup? You wouldn't, because it'd be an easy answer. Now, the majority just still say Diogo Dalot, but at the same time, Wan-Bissaka, he's doing well. And I like that percentages for a backup right back, by the way. I like that percentage. I'm comfortable with Wan-Bissaka being a right back at the moment. I still do think in the summer we should look to improve on that, and I still think we can improve on that in the summer. And I think Ten Hag will still be looking. I don't necessarily think that Wan-Bissaka's current performances will negate his interest in getting a right back, but I think, and this is a good point by Ian there, actually. This is just what I was going to say. Great minds think alike, Ian. Erik ten Hag in the locker room will say good is not good enough, should have been 5. I think he's right. I think whilst we'll be happy with the overall, we got 3-1, we're through to the next round. I think he won't be naive enough to think to himself, hey, first half we weren't, not that we played badly, but we weren't clinical enough first half. He'd be disappointed with that, and I'm sure he'll mention that to everyone, all of the players after the game. But United are through to the FA Cup 5th round. Again, a relatively smooth sailing, and as you would expect. And the thing is with cup competitions, it's all about the draws that you get. I mean, we've known that this season. In the Carabao Cup, we've been fairly fortunate to get good draws. So far in the FA Cup, again, been fairly fortunate to get good draws. We had Everton at home, Reading at home. As to who we could get in the next round, there are still big teams left in it, Man City, etc. So we'll have to wait and see. But plenty of reactions still coming tonight, guys. As I mentioned, obviously Flex and the gang will be outside Old Trafford, giving their fan views, giving their reactions. So keep an eye out for that on the channel too. There'll be fan views, player ratings, you name it. Tomorrow, 9 a.m, as always after the day after a match, we've got another episode of Match Day Reloaded. We'll be there. I'll be chatting through the quotes from Erik ten Hag, the quotes from the players. We'll get some clips from some of the reaction after the game as well, so don't you worry, we've got everything covered there. What else have we got on tap? Of course, Monday, full view, transfer views, and the dying days of the transfer window as well. We'll get that all covered. As far as me this evening, of course, it is the Royal Rumble. I'm doing something a bit different. Not going to be doing a watch long for the Rumble itself, but I'm going to be doing videos through the night discussing any major news coming out of the Royal Rumble. So if you do want to check that out, if that's your thing, I know it's not everyone's thing, but if that's your thing, you can go check it out on my channel, Owen Wrestle News 365. I'm sure someone will put a link in the chat when it comes to that as well. Anyway, guys, look, hope you had a great Saturday. Hope you've enjoyed the match view. United are through to the FA Cup 5th round, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Peace.